The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Dear listener, what a show it's going to be. She's doing tonight. Yes, Let's dive straight in there. Good evening, Claire.
Hello.
Hello, Claire. My name's Iain Lee. There's a lady in the studio. Who are you, lady?
Me. Catherine.
There we go. It's Iain and Catherine. Hey, Claire.
Hi.
Hiya. What's going on in Claire's accessories? Hey, let's play a game with Claire called Claire's Accessories.
All right.
Claire?
Let's guess which one she's wearing.
You,
Stop. I've got it.
What have you done? You've broken the chair.
We got to guess which accessory she's actually wearing tonight.
Okay. All right. Well, first question is, are you wearing any accessories this evening, Claire?
No.
Okay. Well, that's the end. That's that.
No earrings?
No.
No necklace?
No, just my PJs.
Oh.
Have you got a watch on?
I've got a bracelet on.
Oh! Well, you shouldn't have given it away. Outrageous. What are your PJs? I'm guessing they're kind of like Disney PJs.
No.
I'm thinking we can see a Minnie.
No.
Minnie Mouse. Is it Minnie Mouse, Claire?
No, just old plain pyjamas.
Oh,
right. Are we talking like
pajamas.
Boring?
Are we talking like old men's stripy pyjamas, or are we talking like them sort of sweats?
Old lady pyjamas.
Old lady. She's an old lady. I tell you what you don't see anymore is the old grandma with the dress, the nightie from the neck down to the floor, and the granny glasses and the white hair in a bun.
Oh, what, like, yeah, the one like out of the cartoons.
I was thinking of the one out of the Beverly Hillbillies, but sure, why not?
I was thinking of Tweety Pie's owner.
There we go, that works. Yeah, that works. That works.
That's what I wear on a Saturday night.
Yeah,
oh,
Claire, party time with the sexy Claire. Claire, you're the first caller to the show tonight, and it is so good. So good. Funny how it seems, always inside, but never in time with creams.
What? With creams?
I don't know the words.
With creams.
Here's the thing, Catherine. I'm going to let you, Catherine and Claire, I'm going to let you guys into a little secret. I don't know the words to a lot of songs.
That's no secret.
But if you sing with confidence, Claire, no one will ever know.
Well, not true.
Exactly.
Anyway, Claire, you are the first cab off the rank, if you don't mind me comparing you to a car. What, oh, she quite liked it. What would you like to say tonight?
Well, I was ringing up, I was talking about, because I was in the chat magazine that you guys were talking about.
Hang on a minute.
Yes.
You're in chat, you're in Chat It's Fate.
I'm looking at your face now.
Hang on, whoa. This is what happens when two worlds collide. Chat It's Fate is, as regular listeners will know, is our favourite magazine. I bought Catherine a year-long subscription as her Christmas present. And I like you, Claire.
Aren't I spoiled rotten, Claire?
Yes,
Claire,
you're in how to treat a woman.
You're in Chat It's Fate.
Yes, a little shop of horrors.
I'm looking at a my God, what amazing eye makeup you have. That must take you ages, does it? I don't know.
Years of experience.
Hang on, I've not read your story. What is your story in this episode of Chat It's Fate?
Well, I got approached by a lady, obviously, because I run my own paranormal company for the past 10 years, and I've got a shop in Oxfordshire, and I've turned the back. It's an old Victorian style building, and I do Victorian style seances in the back room.
Oh.
Well, this is outrageous. Right, hang on a minute. Where are you based?
I'm based in Farringdon in Oxfordshire.
We could make it.
That's not far
I'm from
me.
Newcastle.
This is what confused me. Okay. Well, you're not far from me. Well, okay. First things first, Claire. We have to, after this, if you don't mind, we're going to take your details, because me and Catherine want to come and contact the dead in your back room, if that's okay, because we're not that far from there.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to come along.
Oh, I love you, Claire. Okay, so yeah, first things first. So you run a paranormal shop.
Yes, well, I've got I run a paranormal company. I do host events all over the UK, from Scotland all the way down to Brighton.
Yeah.
And I've also got a Victorian style seance room in the back of my shop in Farringdon.
Well, what is the shop? So is the shop a spooky shop, or is the shop like a normal shop?
Yes, just like a normal. It was a vintage shop.
Yeah.
But now we're all just office based. But I've had to change it over over the past year or so due to my husband's illness.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But I've still kept the back room all Victorian style, and I still do the Victorian seances there.
Oh, I don't know your husband's condition. I don't want to pry too much. Maybe it's in the story. I've genuinely not read the story.
But his name is Jason, and he's 48.
Well, hello, Jason. Are you and your husband able to produce ectoplasm? Is this?
Oh, come on.
No, she said, Catherine, she said a Victorian seance, and they were full of ectoplasm. Is that part of what you do?
Yeah, that's what they did back in the day, wasn't it? All this bakery and ectoplasm. No,
it's a dry event.
We're a little bit different. We're the real deal. Whatever you experience during the seances, it's real.
Okay.
It's all real.
So now, tell us a little bit about Chat It's Fate, because me and Kath genuinely love it. We have a laugh with it, but we were reading from it last night. We didn't get to your story. So they contacted you, did they, and said, "Look, we're from Chat It's Fate. Do you want to be interviewed for us?" Is that how it works?
Yes, I have been in there a couple of times.
I bet once they find someone, they milk them.
Yes, but yeah, she contacted me through all the paranormal stuff that I do, on social media and all that.
Yeah.
So she contacted us, and she gave us a call, and we're just talking about all different stories that I had. In this one, with my seance room, is the one that she liked the most.
All right, listen, we've never done this before, Claire.
Yeah.
But what we like to do, and normally we save this for after midnight, but what the hell? What we like to do is we like to get Catherine to read the stories and do the voices.
I wouldn't have picked that accent, to be honest. How would I have known?
It's a great accent. Now, Claire, would this be too embarrassing? And by the way, get pens and papers, guys, because we're going to give out all of Claire's details, her Twitter handle, and everything you need to know. And Catherine and I genuinely, if that's still okay with you, Claire, we're going to come and we're going to have a séance with you in the back room, and we'll tape it and everything. But
let's see if she's still talking to us after this.
Would you be too embarrassed to listen to Catherine reading... Hang on a minute. You haven't got Chat It's Fate there, have you, Claire?
No, I actually haven't.
Oh, I was going to say you could read out your bits.
Well, hang on a minute. Right, you're on Twitter. I could take a picture of the thing and you could read out your lines from it.
It might get too complicated. Catherine, would you mind reading Claire's story?
Claire might mind.
And Claire, if at any point you want to come in and criticise either the way the story's been reported, we know what these journos are like, or if you want to criticise Catherine for being offensive to people from the northeast of England.
Howie.
Jeez. I'm so sorry. Claire's instantly regretting calling in.
I know. I've got a Geordie friend and she taught me how to say, do you want a Ferrero Rocher while you wait?
Yes, that's Geordie like what Ferrero Rocher is.
That's when she's being posh.
Right, Catherine, let's hear it. And Claire, your fade is open. You jump in at any moment that you want. But this is Catherine reading from this month's Chat It's Fate about Claire, who's on the line to us right now. Where you go, Catherine?
Little Shop of Horrors, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Claire Priest.
Hang on a second. Claire.
I've got to do it all in Claire's voice.
Hang on. Claire, please stop laughing. I don't think you're taking this. This is a serious report that we're doing here. We can't have you giggling in the background. Please.
Right, I'll be good.
Thank you. Naughty Claire. Carry on, please, Catherine.
Walking around an empty shop unit in a beautiful old building, I turned excitedly to my husband, Jason, 48.
Hang on a minute. You have to do that in her voice.
What, the whole thing?
Well, if that's her talking, then of course you do.
Oh, no. All right. Okay. Sorry, Claire. Sorry, Newcastle. Sorry, Northeast. Walking around an empty shop unit in a beautiful old building, I turned excitedly to me husband, Jason, 48.
She's not spuggy.
When will me boobs grow, Jeff?
No, she's not spuggy. Go on.
It's perfect, I said happily. I knew the ground floor of the 5-storey Victorian building in Farringdon would be the ideal space to house the gothic and vintage shop Jason and I had always dreamed of running. And that wasn't the only thing that made me long to rent the shop. As Jason and I were shown around the place by the owner, I felt the hairs on my neck stand on end. We're being watched by spirits.
Here we go. I love it.
Sorry, Claire. One of the spirits was a tall man wearing a black top hat and tailcoat. I also spotted a blonde young woman in a Victorian maid's uniform. But far from being scared, I was delighted. You see, I'm a paranormal investigator. I love all things supernatural, and I knew the spirits were just interested in us and didn't mean us any harm. Far from putting me off, the spirits were a bonus. It made me more eager to rent the shop. The following day, in October 2016, I started kitting out the front room with
knitting? I thought it was going to
say knitting. Well, I don't know what they do.
Hang on a second, let's find out. Claire, do you knit?
No, I can't even thread a needle.
Okay, all right. Well, that could have
started kitting out the shop.
Okay, all right.
With rails and shelves to display my range of quirky and retro clothing, including goth and vintage outfits, original army jackets. Oh, you want one of them, don't you?
Yeah, I do actually, yeah.
And funky steampunk style hats. Oh, they're the ones with the goggles on, right?
Yeah.
Love them.
I love a bit of steam. I don't dress up for steampunk, but I love seeing people in steampunk.
I love it when anyone has a go in the dressing up box.
Yeah.
I hung vintage corsets on a rail in the corridor which ran through the other room at the back of the building, and I had an extra special planned for the back room. Candlelit vigils. I always do the little subtitles in a different voice. Candlelit vigils.
Is this, Claire, I have to ask, is this too offensive for you? I mean...
No, it's absolutely fine. I'm loving it.
Good, okay, because it's all done with love. It's...
Tonight, the role of Claire will be played by me, badly. It's got the most spirit activity in the whole place, so I'm going to use it to hold candlelit Victorian-style seances, I told Jason. How does Jason talk?
He's an Oxford boy.
All right. Great idea.
Poor old Jason.
He grinned. I decorated the room with atmospheric green and black flock wallpaper. Oh, gorgeous. Filled it with gorgeous antique furniture. When I'd finished, it really looked the part. But all the time I was setting up the shop and seance room, I constantly felt as if I was being watched. The resident phantoms were keeping a very close eye on what I was up to. Spooky room.
Right, serious question, Claire. Right, none of these vibes and none of this freaked you out. You're like thinking, yeah, this is. You embrace all of this, right?
Oh God, yeah, I love it.
Wow, you're weird, but I love it. I love the weirdness. This is great. I can't wait to meet you. It's so coming up. Go on, carry on, Captain. Sorry.
Spooky room. And I wasn't the only one who could sense the spirits in the place. When I finally opened the shop, which I called Vintage Goth Shadows, lots of customers picked up the spooky atmosphere, especially while browsing in my back room. Oh my God, it really sends a shiver down your spine in there, they would exclaim. I bet none of them spoke like that.
What, Oasis went in there one day?
Oh my God, it's buzzing.
Was that Manchester?
It is. It's the only one I can do.
That's where Kath's from, but you wouldn't believe it from a terrible Manchester accent. It's awful, Claire.
As the weeks passed, I psychically sensed more about the spirits in the shop. The man in the top hat, who was called George, had once lived in the building when it was a house. The young, blonde spirit, Beth, had been his maid, and George's wife, Mary, also started to appear. She was dressed in a black dress, a dark mourning veil covering her face. She was obviously grieving for someone. Oh. But who? It was when I was holding a séance in the back room one night that I got me answer. My guests and I sat around the table, and as usual, I said prayers of protection. And I asked them, do you want a Ferrero Rocher while you're with?
Please. I'm sorry, Claire. Please, have respect.
Spirits of this place, please come forward, I said. Everyone gasped as Mary's dark, shadowy figure appeared in the corner of the room. That's got to be bullshit, Claire.
Whoa.
Did she?
Well,
no, it's not.
It's not bullshit. Right. What, you watch your language, Catherine, right, please. Do not diss our caller like that. And we're going...
I'm not dissing her. I want more.
We're going to get more. We're going to go and see this shadowy figure at some point.
Oh, gosh. You talking about Mary or... don't be rude back to her.
Come on. So sorry, Claire.
Suddenly, one of the women in the group started to cry uncontrollably. My arms feel heavy as though I'm holding a baby, she sobbed.
What? That's a strange sentence.
Yeah, her arms feel heavy as if she's holding a baby.
They can get very heavy, those babies.
Big baby. You must be picking up on the spirit's emotions, I told her gently. And that's when images from the past started to play in my head like a film. I saw Mary, George and Beth's sad story. Tragic death.
How can you laugh at the phrase tragic death? This is how warped you are. Tragic death. Outrageous.
Mary had given birth to a baby, but the tot died soon afterwards. Do you use the word tot, Claire, or is that something they've added in?
I think that's something they've added in.
Yeah, I don't imagine anyone says tot. But the tot died soon afterwards, leaving Mary heartbroken. Not long after this, Beth, who'd been having an affair with George, the mucky cow, got pregnant with his child. George, terrified about how Mary would react, pushed poor Beth down the stairs. Wow, killing both her and her unborn tot. When the séance room swam back into view, I shuddered. It was just so tragic. After that, whenever I had a séance in the room, women would start crying.
Even men.
Really?
Yeah.
Even men. I knew they were experiencing Mary's heart-wrenching grief for the loss of her baby. Thankfully, though, I often heard Beth laughing. Wow, she's cold. Despite her tragic death, she was a fun, cheerful spirit. And although George's actions were terrible, I knew he was truly sorry for what he'd done in a moment of madness. Beth and the other spirits seemed to enjoy playing up for guests during seances because they'd often make candles jump out of candelabras, touch people and knock books onto the floor. I grew really fond of the spirits in my shop. But sadly in June 2018 I had to close the shop to be there for Jason after he was diagnosed with cancer.
Now Claire.
She's laughing.
Now we've got you, Catherine. Now we've got you. Now you regret being all... Why didn't you laugh at that? Why didn't you do a silly voice there? Why you've been disrespectful?
Silly voice? That's her accent. How dare you?
She's got me there, Claire. I'll be honest. She's got... If this was a court case, I'd be done. But, yeah.
It's all right, everyone.
You're a hypocrite, Catherine.
It was a grueling battle, but in May 2019, he was finally told he was cancer-free. We can go back to the accent.
Do that in a funny voice, then. That's good news.
Funny voice, again. The southernist attitude.
Do it in a Newcastle voice, then, because that's good news. Is he still cancer-free, Claire? Is he good?
Yeah, he's all good.
Yeah, we'll do it in a funny voice.
We were over the moon!
Hey! I'm pleased to hear that. That's good. Good for him.
Now we use the shop as HQ for Jason's security company and my cleaning business. But I still hold seances in the back room. And I'm always buying antiques to add to the Victoriana atmosphere in my seance room. My collection now includes a red-haired Victorian doll. I've got another one of them if you want it.
No.
Was that a redhead?
Yeah, because...
It's a three-headed doll. It's a Victorian-style doll.
Three-headed? Did you say yours is three-headed?
Yes, the three-headed doll. It's a Victorian-style doll.
What, you mean it's got three faces?
Yeah, it's got a sad face, a happy face, and a tearful face.
Let's cut her off now. I'm not having this. We have history. I know you're new to the show, Claire. We have and this isn't even a joke now.
There's a haunted doll in my boot as we speak.
We have very uncomfortable history with haunted dolls. We bought one night for a laugh, but the night I bought it, bought it on air, we bought it on eBay. I went out, my car had been vandalised, Catherine's car broke down the next day, I got very, very seriously ill shortly after it. So I'm not going if there's a spooky doll there. And I'm not... It's not even a joke.
It's not like a haunted doll. It's just like a Victorian style doll.
You say that, but Chat It's Fate says you say they must all have spirits attached to them because every time I buy a new piece, another ghost appears.
No.
Yeah, no, that's not the doll. That is like the spinning wheel in this old...
The spinning wheel? She's got a spinning wheel. Flipping it.
And a broomstick. On top of that, I've discovered that the back room of the shop was built... Oh, here we go. Guess what it was built on?
It was either a plague pit or an ancient burial ground. Go on.
I've discovered the back room of the shop was built on what was once the yard of an orphanage. So I often spot the spirits of children that once lived there too.
Oh, no.
This room really is jumping with ghosts.
No.
Although I miss my vintage goth store, running it was a wonderful time for which I'll always be thankful. And best of all, I still get to hang around with a friendly ghosts in my super spooky shop.
Have you, Claire, can I ask you a question? Have you ever had the willies put up you?
What type of show is this?
Welcome.
It's really low rent. Really low rent. Claire, that is wicked. Are you at Paranormal Event on Twitter?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes, where I do all the events and everything, yeah.
Your eye makeup is, have you seen, look at her Twitter feed.
I know, see?
The eye makeup's incredible.
I do the goth weekends in Whitby and all that. I do the station in pub at Whitby, so I'm into like the goth and the steampunk. Yeah.
Listen, Claire, DM me or Kat, we'll DM you, we'll swap emails and stuff. You are such a good sport. We would love, I'm in Aylesbury, so I'm not that far from you.
Oh wow.
We'd love to come along one day, one evening and have a little seance and record it and, we'll, do a little chat and play it all out on the air if that's alright.
Yeah, I'll do years a nice little ghost walk around Farringdon, because it's an 800-year-old town where, Judge Jeffrey, the hanging judge, do all these hangings with Oliver Cromwell, so I'll show you all the little ghost details as well.
What is what is the website? If people want, I didn't know Claire was going to phone in. This is lovely. I think you were talking to her on Twitter, but this is.
I was talking to Claire's friend who was listening, who alerted Claire. Which is brilliant.
Great. This is great, man. This is why I love this show so much. What's the website, Claire? If people want to go and have a look at your stuff.
It's www.shadowsofthenight.co.uk.
Shadowsofthenight.co.uk.
Yes, that's the one.
And here's the thing. You're in Farringdon, right? In Oxford?
Yes.
Someone has just Lane has just tweeted me.
Mm-hmm.
This is, because he's from Newcastle, isn't he? He's from that way. He's got a funny voice.
I thought it was from, Durham.
Something like that. It's the same place.
Yeah, he says, in Durham.
He says,
did an event in Newcastle as well.
This is canny freaky like.
Do the voice.
I was.
Oh.
This is canny freaky like. But the lass who played Spuggy was actually from Farringdon in Sunderland.
I think I'm going to hang up.
Claire, you should have hung up 20 minutes ago if you had any sense. Claire, it's nice to speak to you. Best of luck to you and your fella, and I'm glad he's on the mend, and we'll meet very, very soon. Thank you, Claire.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, mate. Bye-bye. Whoa.
She's lovely.
She was a very, very good sport to put up with. Basically, that was a racially insensitive accent you were doing there, and we're lucky we don't get an Ofcom for that. I might complain to Ofcom about that, because that was outrageous.
Unfortunately, then you did the Spuggy voice and ruined it for yourself.
Okay, all right. She was great. Thank you, Claire. Oh, we're going to go
and thank you to Claire's friend.
Who was? Sorry, was it John? Did I say it was John? It was somebody, and a lot of men are called John these days. So it was John. Thank you, John. Wow, what start to the show?
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to be the next caller? People listening thinking, oh God, I'm never going to live up to that. Don't worry, that's our job. But she was great.
Yeah. And this is another thing that I love about this show. Sometimes I have to work to find guests. Sometimes they land in our laps. You know, the other day we were talking about Matt Monro Jr.
Oh, yes.
Someone who's worked with Matt Monro Jr. was listening at the time, put me in touch with his people, and he's on the show tomorrow.
Oh, this is great. We should warn him, it's a full moon tomorrow, and it's Friday the 13th, so it's going to be a weird one, but that's fantastic. Oh, well, and also, we've got, on Monday, I'm not sure who's coming in. It's either Clinton Baptiste is coming in, or Alex Lowe. I don't quite know who's coming in.
Maybe one will come in and then let the other one in.
Quite possibly. I think next week we've also got Professor Jo Lavens coming on to talk about this planet that has been found, and at some point in the near future, I spoke to her today. We got Saffron from Republica. She's phoned her up, and we had a lovely chat. She's going to come in at some point in the next couple of weeks. So we got some nice guests going on, man. Thank you, Claire. That was brilliant. I loved that. What a lovely start to the show. We carry on. The switchboard is empty, dear listener. 0344 499 1000. The late night alternative. Iain Lee, Catherine Boyle, and some spooky ghosts. This is Talk Radio.
Stimulating nightly emissions guaranteed to open your eyes and your mind.
Oh my word.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We're just playing guess how old Matt Monro Jr. is. I'm guessing 63.
No.
Go on.
55.
Is he really? Okay, alright. Okay, that's interesting. He's 9 years older than me. He did... I remember seeing that on Pebble Mill at 1. He either did a track or an album of duets with his dad after his dad had passed away. And also, it's really unusual. Can we name any other? I'm looking forward to chatting to him, actually. I'm going to have to dig out my Matt Monro CDs tomorrow and have a little listen on the way in. Can we think of any other British celebrities who named their children after themselves and added the junior? Because it's an American thing.
It is very American.
It's an American thing, and I'm guessing Matt Monro was, I think, pretty big in the States as well in the 60s, so perhaps he picked up on that vibe.
Danny Dyer.
Well, yeah, alright, I suppose we have to.
Isn't Joe Pasquale's son? He's changed his name for showbiz purposes, but I think he's called Joe Pasquale as well, really.
I think he is, actually. I got to text Joe Pasquale, because I saw him in, February, and he said he was going to come on the show, but, then I think he changed his number. I'll text Joe Pasquale. Let me write this down. I'm getting really good. I'll tell you what I did today. 0344 499 1000. Last night when I went to bed, I was so tired when I got to bed last night. I was dying on my feet, right? But I got to bed and I wrote a list of things I had to do. Because the last couple of weeks, I've not been very motivated. And I've not really been doing stuff. And I've been just sort of getting by and stuff. And I thought, I've got to break out of this funk, right, of just letting the days go by and then do the radio show. I'm not really achieving anything. So I wrote a list. And it was a list. This is the trick with writing lists of things to do. Make it doable. I've got to paint, the living room or something. Make it doable. Mm-hmm. So my list is I've got to phone 3 people. One of whom I forgot to phone, actually, looking at this list. But one was phone, and I don't like making phone calls, so it's quite tricky. One is phone my mate Garner. One is phone Saffron. One is send an article I'd written. One was send 2 invoices for something. And one was clear out the rubbish from my car and look at getting tickets for some event that we're going to. And I did all of it, apart from phone one guy. I did all of it. But I wrote it last night, and the sense of satisfaction of going, right, I've done that, I've done those invoices, I can put a line through that. It's great. I've forgotten how powerful that is. So, tomorrow, what have I got to do?
Tomorrow, you've got to buy paint.
Well, now I've got to buy paint. I pressed the dump button there because I was so exasperated by Catherine's attitude, I swore.
Sorry.
I dropped an F-bomb there.
I was talking to lovely Claire.
So exasperated. I was exasperated by Catherine's attitude that I threw out an F-bomb and then dumped myself.
Sorry.
But I was saying something. This is what I was talking about, the list. Amy, please tell me you were listening, Amy.
You said you had to ring someone that you forgot to ring today.
No, that wasn't it.
That was it.
That's the last bit I heard as well.
No, but that wasn't it. I was going to write down, I said, right, I'm going to write down something I've got to do. Oh, I've been doing lists recently because I've not been feeling very...
They've got to be doable.
Yeah, but before that, I said... Right, Ray will know. Ray will know.
Because he's a bumlick.
That is not... Yes, he is a bumlick. Evening, Ray.
Evening.
Ray. Catherine, well, all right, Kath called you out as a bumlick. I find that offensive, but accurate.
Here we go.
But Ray, what was the thing I was going to write down? Thank you very much, New Beginnings, Chris Eubank Jr. What was... Imagine you literally just tuned in then. What was the thing I said I had to write down for tomorrow?
I didn't catch that because I was busy ringing in.
He was too busy rimming me. Ray! Yeah. Come on! Someone must know. I'm looking at... Is anyone listening to this flipping show? Is anyone listening? No one on Twitter? Is anyone listening? Right, hang on a minute. I'm taking this call straight to air. Mark, what was it I had to remember?
Oh, hello.
Yeah, come on.
I can't remember now. You caught me out here, man.
What is wrong with everyone?
Oh.
This show is like a dementia test, and you're all failing it. No, Mark, what? Right, Ray, stay there. Mark, what have you got for us?
Okay. Right. Last night you had a lady on that got MS.
Yeah, we did. You're absolutely right. Yes.
Mel.
Right. Can you look up? One of you look up home repair assistance grants. If you look that up,
yeah,
right, and look down the list, maybe the CAB website.
Yeah, hang on, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work for us to do. We're radio hosts, trying to remember what we were going to write down on a list of things to do for tomorrow.
Well, you'll remember in a minute.
Okay.
But anyway.
Yes. Well, she can do this.
This is to help the lady.
Yeah.
There is, if people just put in home repair assistance grant.
Yes.
And then look down the thing.
But then isn't that you get like, I don't know, 750 quid a grand to put in ramps and, those handholds by the toilets and stuff like that?
The grant can go up to £30,000.
Sweet home Alabama. I'm checking that out tomorrow.
36,000 in Wales.
Wowzers. I don't want any... Okay.
It's to do with needs and this, that and the other, and it's a bit of postcode lottery to do with different councils and this, that and the other. But it's worth applying. If you're not sure or can't remember, contact your local elected councillor.
Yes.
And basically, or phone the council and just say, home repair assistance grants, I'm disabled. And they'll put you in contact with the right people.
Well, hopefully Mel is listening to that, Mark. That is excellent advice. Thank you.
And something else.
Yeah.
I'm a qualified professional interior designer. What's your question to do with painting your room for fun?
I didn't know. You didn't have a question.
What is
you just mentioned it.
Is Catherine, just stay there, Mark. Catherine, have you spoken to all of the callers tonight? Are you gas lamping me?
No.
Are you?
I'm not gas lamping anyone. Why? What?
Oh, come on. You've got together with everybody here to try and make me think I'm going crazy.
Me?
No! Goodbye, Mark.
Everyone needs to cool out.
Thank you, Emily Jane. Phone Joe Pasquale. Thank you.
Oh, I heard that bit. Was that it?
Ray, what would you like to say? God,
Right, you want a famous junior and senior?
Yes, I do, please, actually.
Albert Hammond. He named his son Albert Hammond Jr.
Who's Albert Hammond?
That great songwriter who wrote The Other I Breathe, When I Need You.
Sometimes.
Is he a Brit?
He is. He's from Gibraltar.
So he's Gibraltarian?
Gibraltarian.
Yeah. Gibraltarian.
They're called Gibraltarian.
We don't know his politics, but we know he's a Gibraltarian. Okay, and what did his son do? Oh, his son didn't actually have to have done anything. Okay, fine, yeah, we'll take that.
His son was a member of the Strokes.
Oh.
Was he really?
Yeah, frontman.
Was he really? Okay. Yeah. Well, I think that's cheating. You shouldn't be allowed to be in a pop band if your dad wrote a pop song. Of course you could.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. All right. Anything else?
No, that'll be my last.
Do you want to... I want to end this phone call in a dramatic way, because... what can we do? Any ideas, Ray?
Bum, poo, wee.
Oh, well, that's...
God, you disgust me.
What a jerk! can we, right, we'll do some ads, and just everyone just have a long, hard think. Not like that, Catherine. A long, hard think about yourselves, alright? Jeez. This is Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee. On air and off the leash. On Talk Radio.
Right, I've just, turn the music off, because I've just discovered something very funny about Catherine, right? Here we go. We're gonna recreate something. Here we go. Here we go. Friday afternoons, it's Dan Wootton on Talk Radio.
Megan needs to decide whether she is a... Oh, no, I'm doing...
Do the Dolly Parton... Right. Friday afternoons on Talk Radio, it's Dan Wootton.
Talking to Dolly Parton. I know I ain't dumb. I also know I ain't blonde.
Do more Dan. You do good Dan.
Megan needs to decide whether she's a princess or a movie star.
She was doing all the voices in that jingle. I think that's...
Nope, I'm just a dork.
Oh, we go. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go, Andre.
Hey. Hey. Back on phone again?
Yes, mate.
Hey,
what are we talking about?
I've got an apology to make for being so ratty. I have.
Could you turn your radio off?
It's lappy, actually.
It's what? You're lappy. All right, well, could you turn your pornography off?
We'll turn me lappy off here. Hold on. Iain, I'm sorry about being a bit ratty last night.
When were you ratty?
I wouldn't say ratty, I'd say evasive.
Sorry?
Racist?
No.
I'm not racist.
Racist, he said.
Evasive.
Oh, evasive?
Yeah.
No, I wasn't evading any questions, but I didn't want to fire any back. I held back. I bit my tongue.
Okay.
I don't like to answer a question like that with another question like I might have had, but I just left it in...
But you literally did. But you did.
No, let's not, hang on, let's listen. Let's not fall out of this. You don't have to answer any question. Shut your face. Shut up. Shut your mouth. Give me a wallop.
You plough in, let's not be like this, and then you tell him to shut his face.
Getting on my nerves now. Just shut up. You don't have anything to... Shut up. You don't have anything to apologise for, and you don't have to answer any questions that I ask, but I'm concerned about what I perceive to be... I'm not concerned about your lappy. I'm concerned about what I perceive... I'm concerned... Not because... I'm concerned about your drinking.
Yeah, well, I don't drink.
We're back to that.
I'll be concerned if I drunk.
Okay.
I'll be concerned.
Okay. You sound drunk.
No, I'm just happy. I've had a really good day today. Oh, my mate phoned me up.
Yes. There we go. Look at evasive. Not ratty, evasive.
Now, what do you want to talk about? Drink or doing pints of lager or mates and...
The thing is, you are not going to give us a straight answer about the drink, are you?
Well, I'm not that. Don't try and ask for me to ask a question back.
Sorry?
Don't ask me to ask you a question back. I'm not going to buy it.
That doesn't even make any sense, man. Don't ask me to ask you a question back.
Well, you're still saying about a drink. You told me that you wrapped them up. And it was something like that. I don't know.
No, but I am concerned, Andre. I'm concerned that every time you phone us, you are very, very drunk. I do not believe you when you say you haven't had a drink for, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks. I believe that you have, and I could be totally wrong. You are actually. Could be. Okay. I believe that you have a very serious drink problem, or you have some kind of brain condition, like MS or MND or something, that causes you to slur your speech and get confused.
Well, without being ratty and arguing back, I reckon you might be addicted to something or similar to, controlled meds or something.
I'm addicted to cocaine.
Right, okay.
But I haven't had cocaine for nearly 18 months.
Right, we'll leave it at that then, yeah? I didn't want to say that to you.
No, but I've talked about being addicted.
That's the one thing I didn't want to say.
But you can say that to me.
And you said it yesterday.
You can say it to me.
You asked, final drink questions at me.
Because I'm concerned about you. That's all it is. I'm not having a go at you. I'm not belittling you. I don't want to bully you. I'm concerned about you, Andre.
When have I ever said anything about you about drugs? Never. I've never mentioned it, and I wouldn't.
I know, but you'd be welcome to.
Yeah, but I don't like to.
No, I know.
I don't question people.
I know you don't, and I'm not questioning you in a bullying way. I've met you, Andre, a couple of times.
I know. This is the thing, isn't it? It's not
I'm questioning you.
He does that, he does this.
All I'm doing is questioning you in a concerned way because I'm worried about you.
Right, what are you worried about?
I'm worried about your drinking.
I don't drink. I don't drink it, I'm sorry.
And I'm worried about your, what's the word when you're not aware of, you deny what you're doing? Your denial. I'm worried about your denial.
No, if someone offers you a beer.
Okay, I'm worried about your denial. It worries me, man. Seriously, it worries. I love having a laugh with you. I think sometimes your calls are great, sometimes they're awful.
Well, I mean, I don't want to get too deep, but we could say 10 years ago you might have done this, you might say 10 years ago, well, you had a bit of whiskey or something like that for Christmas. We can't really turn the clock back. Got to look forward here, and you're not back.
Sounds like you're looking forward to the next can, though. That's the thing.
No, but I don't know. I ain't got no in the house.
Okay.
If I want one, I go to the pub, yeah?
Okay. I'm just reserving my right as someone who has met you and shook your hand and enjoyed your company. I am saying, with love, I don't believe you, and that I am concerned about your health and your safety.
All right, with love,
piss off.
You're addicted.
Yeah.
Leave it like that, yeah?
No, but you're saying that as though that's an insult to me.
We're not getting on well now.
No, we're getting on. Here's the thing.
You should start questioning me.
Here's the thing, Andre. I think we're getting on better. I'm not angry.
Nor am I.
But then why do you think we're not getting on?
Because you're talking about habits.
Yeah, but why would that mean...
That's not much of a subject, is it?
Yes, it is.
You don't go down the pub and talk about habits, just have a quiet dandy or Coke if you want to.
Sometimes I do. I talk to... There's no shame in talking about addiction.
You are not addicted to nothing.
Okay, but I am, and you're throwing it back at me as though that's an insult.
No, I'm not, Ian. Very, very nicely I'm pointing it your way.
But the fact that you're saying very nicely implies that you're doing it to try and score a point or something against me.
No,
my addiction.
For me.
I own my addiction. I'm fully aware of it.
Well, it might have chose you. You didn't choose it. I don't know.
I don't know. Part of me thinks it's genetic. I also think it's circumstantial. There's all these different reasons for why I'm an addict.
Has it been going on for a long time with you then?
Yeah. For probably about various different forms for about 32 years. 31, 32 years, yeah. Since about 14, 15.
Well, that's a long time. Yeah. I hope it gets better, yeah?
It is. Well, this is it. It is and it can. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Well, I'm not ruled by it anymore.
Talk about it enough and it probably will go away, yeah?
Yeah, well, it won't ever go away. Here's the thing.
I'm not a counsellor, so I mean, just keep talking about it. Maybe it'll go.
Maybe it will. And maybe other people listening who are in denial about their addictions, it will also resonate with them.
Yeah, when you talk to them, let them know, yeah?
I am.
All right, cheers, Ian.
Thanks, Andre. It breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. It really does. I like 65% of Andre's calls. That's not bad. It's not a bad average for a caller. It breaks my heart. I've met Andre, we organised a football match when I was at another radio station, and I think it was about 11 or 12 in the morning, and it's not usual to be swigging from a bottle of wine at that time of the day yet. That's what was going on. And, and I like joking with Andre, and Andre is always welcome to call up. That wasn't me having a go at him. That was concern there for someone who's been doing that for years. And that is, as Catherine would say, is not a sustainable lifestyle.
Also, I mean, this is not about Andre. But, it's interesting, isn't it, when people see it as, shameful to ask you about something that you talk about really openly.
Too much, all the time. It's boring.
I don't think you do talk about it too much, given the recent conversation.
I don't know. But, Andre, I'm not always welcome to call in. And it's interesting you saw that as combative. Cause I didn't. I saw it as two people having an honest and open chat. 0344 499 1000. Let's go to George. Good evening, George.
Good evening, Ian, Kath.
Good evening, George. What can we do for you tonight?
I don't know. Where am I on your percentage scale?
Your good calls are really, really, really good.
Are they?
Yeah. The hit rate isn't so high. I'm happy to answer this question for anyone that phones in, by the way. Your good calls are excellent. Your good calls are 9 out of 10, right? The hit rate isn't so high, and your bad calls are really, really bad.
Are they?
Yeah, but 8 or 9 out of 10 for a good call is great. Not many people get that.
Okay. Matt Munro sort of conjured up memories of my late great friend Ronnie Carroll. They both had very good voices, but Matt Munro had better songs to record than Ronnie did. But there is a song that Ronnie did for me that's never been played on radio. I wonder if you would be kind enough to
What song is it?
Something in the Air. Again, it's on YouTube. There's some nice video footage with it as well. Something in the Air. Again, Ronnie Carroll. You could be the first person ever to play on radio.
Something in the Air again, Ronnie Carroll. It doesn't come up. Say Wonderful Things comes up. Roses are red. Walk hand in hand. But something
in the Air again.
Yeah, I've just typed it in. Something in the Air again. Ronnie Carroll. If I put Ronnie Carroll at the front, maybe that'll change it a little bit. Let's have a little look. It's not coming up on my YouTube search. Footsteps. I Am to Be Loved. Say Wonderful Things. If Only Tomorrow. It's not coming up, I'm afraid.
Shame. He recorded it with a few blockheads and a Danish girl called Sugar Rainbow. And
Sugar Rainbow. Let me see if I put that in, if that comes up.
No, that won't come up.
No, it doesn't come up, I'm afraid, George.
If you just Google, it comes up on mine.
It's not coming up on my YouTube. Let's go to Google. Let's type it into Google. Okay, I'm not playing all of it. I'm going to play a little bit of it.
Oh. Why not all of it?
Okay, I'm not going to play any of it now. Because I'm not going to play all of it. It's 4 minutes 20 of a song I've never heard. So
no, it's lovely.
Great, okay, and I'm happy to play a little bit of it for you.
That would be lovely.
There we go. Let's have a little listen. Okay, here we go. It's coming.
George in Hampstead. Good morning.
Morning, Richard. I've just woken up and I haven't seen the press this morning.
What's
the anarchist march on Hampstead yesterday, the Bash the Rich march.
Well, I don't know about that.
Has it not been given?
No, I haven't seen anything at all.
Really? That's very interesting because it was quite a well-publicised march.
Well, there's such a lot else happening around, isn't there?
Oh, now. Okay, now to get together. Okay. Not tonight, but now. Okay. That's even quicker than tonight.
Call out the instigators because there's something in the air. We've got to get together sooner or later because the revolution's here and you know it's right. And you know that it's right. We have got to get it together. We have got to get it together now. Lock up the streets and houses because there's something in the air. We've got to get together sooner or later because the revolution's here and you know it's right. And you know that it's right. We have got to get it together. We have got to get it together
now. Do you know what, George? That's all right. I mean, it's a great song. I would prefer it with just Ronnie singing it. I like that kind of crooner style, singing old rock songs. But yeah, that was all right. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you, George. Have a good night.
And you.
Bye-bye. There we go. I mean, it's a classic song. The wailing in the background is a little bit too much for me, but I like Ronnie Carroll singing it, you know, sort of crooner style, doing a nice bit of harmony on the top. I'm up for that. We've got another 2 hours, dear. I nearly said 1. My God, no. We've got another 2 hours to go. If you want to give us a call, absolutely anything goes, except we are the only phone-in show on British radio that doesn't do Brexit. 03444991000. This is the Late Night Alternative every weeknight from 10. Catherine Boyle and Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
You're a fanny.
Shag a pony. Shag a pony. I'm David Babcock and I got my willy stuck in a hoover.
Cat was a dick. Aren't your balls normally held back by your willy? Dick. Dirty brother.
Are you? It's cancelled Brexit. It wasn't even good enough to be shit.
Dear listener, 03444991000, the Late Night Alternative. Iain Lee, Catherine Boyle, Amy is taking your calls tonight. You can phone up about anything you want, except we don't do Brexit. Let me address you now, dear listener. This is the only show on British radio that does not talk about Brexit, the late night alternative, weeknights from 10 o'clock with me, Iain Lee, and my good friend Catherine Boyle. You can listen to us on DAB, you can download the app, or go online to talkradio.co.uk. And if you are, like me, insanely bored of people phoning up saying, we should leave Europe now, and then other people phoning up saying, well, we should stay in Europe now, and then other people phoning up saying, we should have another referendum, and then so the next person says, we shouldn't have another, we should I'm so bored of it, man. I'm so bored of it. It's on the radio all the flipping time. So, this is my guarantee, my promise to you on the late night alternative with Iain Lee and Catherine Boyle, weeknights from 10 o'clock until 1 in the morning. We will never talk about Brexit. You can phone in about anything else you want. Which beetle you would be in a fight if you had to be stuck on the planet Earth with only one other person? Who would it be? What's your favourite cheese? Anything you want except Brexit. Weeknights from 10 on Talk Radio. Hashtag we don't do Brexit. There we go. Thank you very much indeed. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. I found out what a stink pipe is today, and it's not what you think. I was stuck in the traffic in London was awful tonight. I don't know what's going on. There's a weird vibe. I think a storm is coming, an actual literal rainstorm, thunderstorm is coming. Tomorrow night, Friday the 13th. Are you on the phones tomorrow night, Amy? We're taking calls straight to air, actually, so we're doing you a service, because tomorrow night it's Friday the 13th, and it's a full moon.
It's going to be weird.
You don't want to touch the phones tomorrow, man, and we're going to look after you. We can't allow, it's going to be weird.
We'll need a stink pipe for the phone.
Yeah. So there's a lot of traffic as well. It feels like we're building up to, well, it feels like we're building up to the rapture. I mean, something is happening. I was stuck in this traffic for ages and not moving. And I looked to the right. It's by the Thames. I looked to the right and there was a lamppost. And then about 8 foot away from it was an equally tall, big green sort of pipe. It looked like it. I mean, how tall was it? I don't know, 15 foot, 20 foot, big. Not very good at estimating heights.
Sort of the height of a lamppost.
Yeah, it was a lamppost, but a tall lamppost.
Uh-huh.
And it looked like there was a hole at the top, and it looked Victorian. I don't know if it looked Victorian. And I just went, my God, I've driven past this hundreds of times. I've never seen that. I have no idea what it is. We're kind of blind to street furniture. We just don't take it in.
Also, we very seldom look up.
Yeah, we don't look up. Looking up in London, looking up in any of the cities in this fair country, that's a joy. The tops of buildings, I love the tops of buildings.
They used to really go to town on those buildings.
Yes. But so I took, you're not supposed to, we hadn't moved for 10 minutes. So I took a picture of this thing and posted on Twitter. Does anyone know what this is? And it turns out it's a stink pipe. I thought it was either like an old sort of gas light. I thought it was an old gas light, but I thought that's too tall to be lit and then doused. And then I thought maybe it was like a ventilation shaft for the underground, that it went right down to the underground. But it was, Catherine?
Well, we call it a poo pipe, because we've got one around the back of our garden.
Okay. So you get them elsewhere?
Yeah.
Like modern ones?
Yeah, mine's not as fancy as that one.
No.
Ours looks like a street lamp that they forgot to put the lamp bit on.
Yeah.
So just a tall, like a tall
But
pole.
I think the technical term is, I don't think it's technically a poo pipe. I think it's a stink pipe, so it connects to the sewer.
I don't think it's called a stink pipe either. I think it's called something like
No. Most people said stink pipe.
Well,
no one said a poo pipe.
No.
Someone said a shit pipe, but I ignored that.
It's to let the methane off.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
So it connects to the sewers?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And this isn't like just an old Victorian thing. This happens everywhere.
Yeah.
What a world we live in.
Mm-hmm.
Actual scenes.
Yeah. So
actual scenes taking place.
Near our garden for years before we worked out what it was, and then it wasn't an unfinished street lamp.
Isn't it weird?
And now we've noticed that it quivers some days.
Oh, just
and
after
the girls
a flush.
will shout, "Oh, someone's done a big one."
Oh, your girls are disgusting creatures. I mean, it really does show the calibre of the parents, I think, when children start speaking such foul street terms like that. But so I learned something today. I learned something. Yeah, I'll tell you what we do. This sometimes works and sometimes it doesn't. You don't always go for the phone-ins, but I'm happy to throw this out there. What have you learnt today? Give us one bit of, and it can be something epic, it can be something small, it can be a little bit of gossip. One thing, dear listener, that you have learnt today. 0344 499 1000. For example, my eldest said he'd learnt some animals in German. I said, oh yeah, what have you learnt? And he said a cat is das Cat. He said pigeon is das Pigeon. He said, I think guinea pig is das guinea pig. That's interesting. A lot of those German animals are the same words as the English ones. Go on, what have you had? What have you got?
Courtesy of Kate Robbins' Twitter.
Oh, yes.
She put a picture up saying, guess what this plant is? And it looked like an egg coming out of a kind of stalk.
Yep.
And it's an aubergine. That's why they're called eggplants. Before they go purple, they're white. So it looks like a boiled egg coming out of a plant. It's the most amazing thing. Never seen one before. I
also learned that some men, if they're overweight and their foreskin is too tight, they can get a bloody bell end.
Oh my God.
We watched Have you seen Embarrassing Bodies?
This one looked like he'd put a tomato down there. It was such a shame.
Why does Dr. Christian always want to go and measure men's penises in rugby changing rooms?
Medical reasons.
I've only ever seen a few episodes, and he's always encouraging rugby players to measure their penises. It's outrageous. But man alive, we watched we said we were bored of naked bodies because we watched Sex Tape on Channel 4.
Which wasn't what we thought.
And we watched a lot of naked attraction.
Yeah.
And then we both said today, right, we're not watching either of those. We're both in bad moods. Came in bad moods. Every driver on the road was getting on my nerves. So we treated ourselves to some Krispy Kreme donuts. Yeah. You have to buy them in packs of 3. You have to. And he said, right, we're not going to look at naked bodies. And then you went, how about we watch Embarrassing Bodies? I said, yeah, okay. And we went straight to the penis special.
Of course we did. We had the choice, and that was the one that leapt out at us.
It was disgusting. I mean, normal penises, right? And I'm speaking as a bi guy. Normal penises, they're not really... God was having a laugh when he made those. They're not the nicest thing.
He had a bit left over, didn't he?
Yeah, they're not the nicest thing to look at. Well, or he took it from someone's forearm. A guy, get this, one of the guys, right, he'd been run over as a kid, and the car ran over his penis and sent his balls up inside him and squashed his willy.
Poor bloke.
And he lived his life with it. And so they built him a new penis by cutting off the skin off his forearm.
And they were very generous, but I think he deserved that.
The doctor said, well, he's got a very big forearm, so we can give him a very big penis. They cut off the skin of his forearm and then just rolled it up like they were rolling a comedy spliff or something. Yeah. And they just basically stapled it on to his front.
Yeah, but then they shaped it nicely for him once that bit had healed.
Oh my gosh, it was some.
See, I'd read about him, but I'd never seen it. Obviously,
we'd talked about it. We talked about him because I think we'd read his story in the papers, hadn't we?
Yes.
And you got to think, poor lad, it happened to him when he was a kid, and that's got to screw you up.
And he's in his 40s or something, wasn't he?
But man alive, there was the guy whose bell was bloody.
Oh,
what was the other guy?
Oh, there was a guy who was very overweight, and he found it difficult to find it.
Is that all it was? He just couldn't find it.
Well, just very tricky. So they gave him a gastric bypass, and lo and behold, there it was. He lost half his body weight. But here's the thing I don't understand, right?
Go on.
When we watch Dr. Pimple Popper, and most of the time it's not a pimple, it's a massive bloody great tumour or a cyst, right?
Great show.
You think, well, why would you go and do that on a television show? Well, simply because a lot of these people can't afford to get it done in America.
Dr. Pimple Popper is in America,
yeah,
where you got to pay for your medical treatment.
Exactly.
And this would cost thousands of dollars, a lot of it.
Exactly. So things like Botched and Pimple Popper and all that sort of stuff, I can see why it'd be in someone's interest to go and, take the embarrassment, in exchange for medical care that you can't afford.
Yeah.
I don't really understand why people go on Embarrassing Bodies. Do you?
No, I don't.
Unless they get treated privately.
Yeah, I don't understand it. Well, they do obviously they get private treatment. They're not being treated on the NHS. I'm sure it's paid for. Maybe you get more done.
Maybe
you get more done. It's a very strange programme, and there's something about Dr. Christian. There's something about that boy I don't like. What song's that? Something about that boy I don't like. What song is that?
I don't know.
Yes, you do. What is it? Do you know, Amy? Well, there's something about that boy I don't
wonder if
like.
I could
Well,
hear-
sugar, he don't mean the things he said. Well, get him out of my way, 'cause I'm seeing red. I got plans to make, I got things to buy. I got to, but it's why, man?
I don't know, but I've just worked out why this desk is so noisy. Someone keeps lowering the arm of this microphone so it's touching the desk. So every
okay.
time someone does that,
Okay.
drives me absolutely nuts.
Tell you what, can you just acknowledge that was Wham?
No, I don't know it was.
It was Wham!
The Wham rap.
Go to the break while I talk to her. Yes, it was Wham!
After hours amusement for anarchists, air hostesses and jet-lagged Antipodeans.
G'day, coppers. Can I crash on your floor?
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
03444991000 is the telephone number. It was Wham. Thank you very much indeed. Let's go to Craig. Good evening, Craig.
Good evening, how are you doing?
I'm very, very well, Craig. You're booming through the headphones tonight. What have you got for us, Craig?
An interesting fact
Yeah?
that McDonald's once produced bubblegum flavoured broccoli.
Hang on a minute, Craig. It sounded to me like you said McDonald's once produced a bubblegum flavoured broccoli, but that's insane.
That is correct.
When?
I don't know when, I just know that it did. They did it to try and get more children eating healthy.
Oh yeah, because that's always been their concern.
I know how we do it. We make it bubblegum flavoured. That's brilliant. That's actually, Ronald McDonald just treads that fine line between genius and poo smearing insane criminal, doesn't he?
This is good.
Did you ever try it, Craig?
No, I've only just found out about it today, so I'd have to share it with you.
Hang on a minute. You haven't just started a new job today, have you? And this is the first thing your boss told you?
No, I am actually at work right now, though.
Who told you this?
One of my mates who I work with.
Is it true,
I
Catherine?
can verify it.
You Googled it?
I found it, an article about it in The Independent online
Go
from
on.
Tuesday, 18th of November, 2014.
Okay.
McDonald's have attempted to make kids eat more vegetables by
Oh, so
experimenting
it's recent.
with bubblegum flavoured broccoli.
Oh, wow.
Astoundingly, the venture was not a success and the product was pulled before it even reached the shelves. The fast food chain CEO, Don Thompson, agreed that his company's latest attempt to get children eating healthy did not pan out. It wasn't all that, he told Business Insider.
It wasn't all that. Oh, Craig, thank you, mate. That's a brilliant bit of trivia to carry around.
You like that? It's not bad, is it? I like that.
It's not bad, mate. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Cheers, Craig.
No problem.
Thank you. There you go. That's a great call. That's what I want. He learned that today. What have you learned? Even if we don't get any more calls, that one will do it for me. What have you learnt today? We've all learnt that McDonald's tried bubblegum flavoured broccoli. I like broccoli. Here's the thing. I love Brussels sprouts.
I do.
Me and my youngest, are the only ones in our family. I mean, I don't have Christmas dinner over there anymore, but, it was just me and him that would love Brussels sprouts, and so we'd have loads of them.
I'm into all that stuff.
Love a
Cabbage.
sprout. Yeah,
Oh.
love a bit of cabbage, love a sprout. Don't like kale. That's not a food.
Kale's all right.
It's not food. But Brussels sprouts and broccoli, bring it on, man. Yes. Love it. What have you learnt today, dear listener? 03444991000. British stars who called their sons after themselves and added a junior. Seances, bloody bellends, anything you want, basically, except for Brexit. 03444991000. We'll talk about, making love, if you can call it that, in inappropriate places in a minute.
Yeah.
I mean locations. Alright, I mean locations. Filthy buggers. Penny!
Hello, Ian.
Hello, Penny.
I haven't got a fact. I haven't learned anything that I can think of today.
That's okay. That's okay. There's no. You can call in for absolutely anything.
Well, you were talking about embarrassing bodies.
Yes.
And I have been very touched by one episode that I've watched twice.
Oh, wow.
And it blew my mind because, like you say, embarrassing bodies is kind of a weird thing anyway.
Yeah.
Because if you're embarrassed, why are you going on national TV?
This is the thing me and Kath were talking about. Why go on the telly? And also, this is the thing, right? That all of the doctors on there are hot. I guess you could say Dr. Christian is hot and Dr. Pixie and the other doctor, female doctor, are all hot. And they're just fiddling with willies. And I would go, could I get a less attractive doctor
Yeah.
Please, to fiddle with my willy, if you don't mind.
Yeah, but Dr. Christian,
Yeah.
he does often deal with the men's areas, you know, like you said, he likes
He volunteers for that, definitely, yes.
And this episode I watched, it just blew my mind.
Go on.
There was this man, they come in and, you know, they sat, you know, Dr. Christian sat there with his legs wide open and, you know, kind of pouting. And he said, how can I help you? And this man, he was in his 50s, and he said, I've got a really embarrassing problem. I seem to be having some leakage from my back package.
I seem to be having what?
Leakage from his back package.
Leakage.
Back passage.
Back passage, yes.
Yeah, passage.
Passage.
So,
Leakage.
Dr. Christian, you know, was all cool and really nice and like, just pop up on the couch and if you just lie on your side.
Yeah, he's seen it all, hasn't he?
Yeah, but I mean, his manner was so like, oh, this is like totally normal. Is it one sugar or two? You know, it was like, smooth. So I was thinking, oh, you know, this poor guy, this is awful. This is a horrible thing, you know. Could happen to any of us. And so then he put, I don't know why, it was so graphic. The camera was there. They pulled his bum apart, and they said, when did you last OP bowels? And he said, oh, a little bit before I came in here. And he said, and how well do you think you cleaned your bottom? And
Oh
he said,
my God.
as well as I can. He said, Dr. Christian said, well, that's the problem, you haven't actually. Then flashed up all these huge statistics about how people in the UK, I can't remember, but a huge percentage just don't wipe our bums properly. And basically, he just hadn't wiped his bum properly and it got really sore. And now all his neighbours and everyone who knows him knows that he doesn't wipe his bum. And so I watched the episode again because obviously I was intrigued. And it stays with me and I think about it every day.
Sid the Skid.
So he didn't Sid the Skid. So he didn't have a leaky bum hole. He just didn't wipe it.
Yeah, but he let Dr. Christian pull his bum hole cheeks apart, and then Dr. Christian go, oh well, when did you last go, and how well do you think you wiped?
Oh my!
I mean, really, I must sound angry, don't I? I just can't believe it.
I'm very, I'm clenching. I'm sat back. I'm holding my head. Catherine with the willy one, this guy who had a bloody tip, let's say, he has to put kitchen towel in his pants to absorb the blood and discharge.
Oh my God.
And when he pulled his pants down and got it out, Catherine nearly puked up. She started, and I had to pause the image on the screen so that when she came back she'd see it again.
Still there. I turned away thinking, let's make this go fast, and then it was.
But sometimes with Naked Attraction, as they go up, I start to get vomit rising.
Yeah, same. Same. There's a reason why you fall in love with a person first.
Oh, I don't like on these programmes, Penny, Naked Attraction and Embarrassing Bodies do it. I don't like the faux science.
No.
Forget it's like, you know,
Love Island.
Yeah, those adverts for shampoo, and here's the science. No one cares about the science. Is it going to get my hair clean? Are we going to see a nice willy? What? Let's just see the bit. I remember once a woman had, I don't know how to describe this on the radio. Her labia. It was like, what did I say it was like? Tortillas or something. It was chapatis. That was it. It was like chapatis.
Was that Embarrassing Bodies? Because I saw that she had an operation and it was brilliant what they did.
It was amazing what they did, but that was Embarrassing Bodies. Yeah, it was like
you were saying that was Naked Attraction.
Oh.
Oh no, that was Embarrassing Bodies. Did I?
Oh, was it? I haven't seen that.
No.
Naked Attraction where they...
No, Embarrassing Bodies is what I'm saying.
Embarrassing Bodies.
I didn't see any fannies on that. We were watching the Knob special.
No.
Sometimes.
Sorry, Catherine, to break it to you. I've seen programmes without you sometimes.
Oh no, I thought you were referring to shows that we'd seen.
No. No.
Because you asked me what you'd said about it. And I wasn't there.
No, but I'd had this
insane.
No, it's not, because I'd had this conversation with you earlier.
No, you hadn't.
I told you about the labia that looked like chapatis.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
You must have dreamt it.
What? Stop gaslighting me. Why would I... Hang on a minute. Stay out of this, Penny.
It sounds like if she was on Naked Attraction, you'd see it before they raised the thing.
Why would I
need to say, on that same episode, was that the tubular tits one?
Oh my God. The what one?
There was, I'm sure it was on the I don't know how to say it, labia?
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, I think on that episode, they went, this woman came in, I'm a bit embarrassed, and she took her bra off, and I don't want to upset anyone if this is the case, but it's called it's not called tubular tits, I've made that up, it's tubular breasts.
Bells.
But they literally grew more like sausages with nipples on the end.
Yeah. That was the one.
Did you see, was that on the one with the the design of vagina?
Yeah, I saw that one.
That was amazing.
And here is a recording of it now. There's a joke for you guys. It's the tubular bells.
Just had a tweet through from Alex saying, this is putting me right off my late night Marmite on toast.
Oh, for goodness sakes. Penny, thank you very, very much for your call.
Gosh.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. It really has, taken a very
Well, you know, everyone's beautiful in their own way.
Wait, I told you that I'd seen that. Why would I dream about describing,
I don't know, Sicko.
Jeez. Very well. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. This is Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000. What?
I've just learned how cashews grow, thanks to Twitter.
Yeah, they sort of grow out of a giant bud.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like an upside down strawberry.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Isn't that funny?
No wonder they're expensive.
It's a funny old world, isn't it? Sex in places where one would perhaps not think of it. Oh, the switchboard's empty, by the way, dear listener. 0344 499 1000. You can call in about anything you want, baby.
Now, what I like in newspapers...
Thank you. I think it was Lane. Did Lane tweet this? Thank you, Lane.
What I like about online newspapers is when they put a video up that someone's taken because they saw something that they were so disgusted by, they had to film it.
Had to film it, of course they did.
A woman paying respect to her recently deceased mother was left horrified and disgusted after spotting a couple romping in the graveyard.
Romping in the graveyard.
The woman, who didn't want to be named, was so horrified she filmed them in the hope of embarrassing the pair and condemned the behaviour as a shameful carry-on that I'll be watching a lot because I'm going to save it in my favourites.
Well, I'm only going to watch it as long as it's not filmed in portrait, which I'm guessing it probably is.
The couple was spotted appearing to have sexual intercourse on a grave.
Intercourse? We're going into railing this gap year.
They were spotted appearing to have it. They were appearing to have it.
They were spotted
appearing to have
it. Okay. Okay.
Maybe one had fallen over and the other one was picking them up. Maybe they were so upset that they had to comfort each other horizontally.
Okay, yeah, I get it.
At St Michael's Cemetery in Cork City, Ireland on Tuesday. The clip shows the couple lying under a tree. Oh, well, the Mirror have decided they were engaging in sex acts. They weren't appearing to have intercourse.
Guys.
They've decided that's what's going on. The woman sent the footage to the Neil Prendeville show on Red FM with a message that read, "Hi Neil, I visited my mother's grave last night."
I saw you last night, Neil. Here's the video proof. Did your wife know?
"Hi Neil, I visited my mother's grave last night in St Michael's graveyard and came across two people having sex on a grave. I was horrified, but they didn't seem to care."
Guys, when I'm dead, use my graveyard for rotting as much as you like. That's right, I'm having a whole graveyard.
"If it had been on my mother's grave, I wouldn't have been responsible for what I would have done.
Oh.
I took out my phone in the hope it would shame them. This was 7:15 p.m. It was an absolute disgrace. Dogs wouldn't behave like that."
Well.
"I've only buried my mother. It was a shameful carry-on in our graveyard." A spokesperson for St Michael's Cemetery had not seen the video, but had heard about it. I hear you're a pervert now, Father. A spokesperson for St Michael's Cemetery had not seen the video, but had heard about it and confirmed to Cork BO that there are 7 cameras in place in the cemetery, but they mainly focused on the front of the site as there is no power source at the far side of the graveyard.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
The calls to introduce so-called grave cams were raised at the council meeting several years ago.
Put them in the gravestones like they do in ATMs, where it's just like a little thing just peering out and you can see. That'd be great. You know that, everyone is...
They should have a little voice thing, goes, "You'd be ashamed of yourself. Kiss your mother with that mouth."
You know that TV show, what's it called? Everyone's a Winner, Baby. You know the one where you see babies being born? Look, Everyone's a Winner, Baby.
Oh, no, it's not called that.
Well,
it's called...
Look out, here comes a baby now.
It's called...
She's dropping one.
No.
Here she blows.
It's called...
Let's have your babies.
Nope.
Pop it out.
One born every minute.
That's it, right. But do that, but for graveyards, where you don't even need to get permission, I don't think. But on every gravestone, you put a little camera and a microphone, and it's activated when people go and mourn. And I would watch
sad cams.
I would watch 5 hours of people mourning. Here's the thing, right? Here's what you get. You get people, Mary will come to you in a minute. You get people sad and upset.
Yeah.
You get what? What are you looking at me for?
Your microphone's rattling now.
Yeah, because I'm pulling the thing. Well, no, I'm doing something.
Just leave it alone.
I'm playing. So you get people mourning. Oh, I'm missing. You get people like plotting a murder.
Yeah.
You get people saying you fancy having it off when we get back. You get people doing it.
Yeah.
It'd be a great show.
All human life and death is here.
Yeah. I'd love it.
Sad Cam, only on Channel 4.
I bet graveyards are quite horny.
I mean,
all those people lying prone.
Flipping it, man. I think in the olden days, like the 80s, people used to do it in graveyards a lot, didn't they?
Yeah, sex magic.
Sex magic, goths, they were always at it in there.
Kids and tramps.
But I suppose you're kind of assured privacy, aren't you?
Well, God's watching, and the spirits, and this nosy woman. Go on, what else did she have to say?
No, they're just saying that there are now cameras in place in a number of graveyards in the area, but they're not there to catch the, porn, are they?
They're not there to catch the living, they're there to catch the dead. Thank you, guys. Phone lines are open, love to get your thoughts on that. It's the big talking point of the day. What do you think? Is she right to complain?
Actually, if we'd have been at 3 counties and this had been a local story, we would have led with that.
Oh yeah, of course we would. Let's do it as a phone-in. Okay, so just give us wrap up the story again. Wrap up the story. I'm going to do it as a phone-in.
All right.
Why are you finding this difficult?
Because I've got to find the end. There's a lot of pictures. Spokesperson for the calls to introduce so-called grave cams were raised at a council meeting several years ago in an attempt to combat antisocial behaviour in local cemeteries, and there are now cameras in place at a number of graveyards in the area.
It's a big story. What do you think? Give us a call now. Do you agree with the local council that we should be putting cameras in graveyards to keep an eye on what's going on there? Or do you want to mourn in private? Or do you think we should be allowed to have sex in graveyards? 03444991000.
Our graveyard's just for dead bodies. Call me now.
Give us a call. The phone lines are going absolutely mental on this. If you could say mental these days, you probably can't. Mary's called us in. Mary, what do you think graveyards are for?
I've never tried it in a graveyard. So, you've put thoughts into my mind.
Of course I've put thoughts into your mind. I'm Paul McKenna, the mesmerist. What can we do for you, Mary?
I just wanted to say that we've talked about music and singing.
Yes.
And I just want to say I wasn't aware of this quite a few years ago.
Yes.
And one of the girls that worked for me suggested I did it because I went through a period of depression, and she knew that I enjoyed singing.
Yes.
And it was quite seriously the most wonderful thing that anyone ever did for me.
What was it?
And you join, in every city, there are singing groups.
Oh.
And
barbershop
I think
quartets.
you should join one because you love singing. Yes. I can tell that.
Yes, I'm a great singer.
And you're not auditioned.
Well, hang on a minute. What do you mean not audition? I don't want to be singing with rubbish people. I want to sing with good people. The la creme de la crop.
Listen.
Hey.
You are singing with the best in your city. I'm being dead serious. The singing groups are amazing singers that join.
Yeah.
They join for relaxation and for fun. And there are all types of singing groups.
Yeah.
I've been to a straight singing group. I've been to a lesbian singing group.
I'll join that one.
I've been to a mixed group of singers who are all different types of sexes.
Oh.
And it's the greatest fun. And I was very nervous about joining, even though I'm a singer.
Yeah.
I was terrified. The first time I went, I had 2 glasses of wine.
Oh,
it gives me just courage to get to sing in front of a group of people.
And what songs have you been singing, Mary?
You sing all different types of songs. It depends on the singing group. There are gospel singing groups. I love gospel music.
Yep.
I never felt good enough to join the gospel singing group because they are first class.
Isn't it?
But I joined, my favourite one was a singing group where we would all go to the singing group and anyone could bring a song they wanted to sing.
Ooh.
And so we would sing absolutely anything and everything. And I recommend it for people. I really did. I almost had a nervous breakdown, and this person who worked for me, I have to say, she saved my life by saying to me, Mary, you like singing. Join the singing group. And I didn't even know Brighton, as you know, I'm from Brighton, I didn't know Brighton had singing groups. They charged very little. The first one I joined, I paid £3 a week.
There you go, that's affordable.
I
That's a
joined
coffee.
one recently, and they were superb.
Yeah.
And they charged £10 a week.
Ooh, that's a price.
And they all go to the singing group, and as soon as they finish singing, they all go off to the local pub together.
There you go, you see. But you have to hang out with people, do you?
No, you can just go on your own, do your singing, and just go home.
Because my problem, I think the problem in the world is there are too many people. I don't like people. But you okay, but you're okay in the company of others.
Yes, now I am.
Yeah.
But, I mean, some of the singing groups, there's only maybe 20 people.
Okay.
So, you know, some of I mean, we have got one of the best gay choirs, male gay choirs, in Brighton. I mean, they've even recorded.
Wow. Gosh.
I mean, they are amazing. And I just recommend it to anyone. And, you know, people say, oh, I can't sing, but almost everyone can sing.
No.
I've been told no.
I'm telling you, there are some people, thank God I'm not one of them, I've been blessed with a great voice.
I know you have.
There are many people who simply cannot sing. But some people can't even speak properly, let alone sing.
I know. I learned that from the person that recommended me, because I said to her, right, you must come with me. It's such a fantastic evening. And she said, I don't think I can sing. And I said, Elaine, everyone can sing. And she said, I'm not sure. I'll go and have a singing lesson with a professional. And I said, oh, God, I'm too nervous to do that. And she said, no, I'm going to do it. She came back and said, I was so excited when she came back. And I said, how did you get on?
Loved it.
And she said,
Beautiful.
I failed miserably, Mary. I can't sing.
Ouch, that didn't end as I expected it to.
The majority of people can sing.
Mary, thank you very much. It is certainly a suggestion. Do you know what I was thinking? Thank you, Mary. All the time I was listening to Mary. How does a flute work? Because you don't blow in it, you blow over it. You blow over it. You don't blow in it, you blow over it. And that makes it work.
The flute lips is one of my favourite face positions. It's the gift that keeps on giving. That and oboe face.
How does oboe face is like like
you're squeezing a very, very hard motion out.
Okay.
With very tight lips. Like that. But the flute lips, my sister used to play the flute, and it was a constant source of fun for me.
Would it be fair to say that has your sister, I've only met her once, so I don't know, has your sister got flute lips? Or has she got trumpet lips?
My mum has horn lips, yeah.
Does she
plays
really?
The French horn.
Wow. So, okay, so your mother... That's not a flute.
And I was a fiddler.
Okay, all right. That all makes absolutely perfect sense. Okay.
It's ranging.
I'm trying to find a flute music. Here we go. It's all I've got. She's blowing over it. This woman's got flute lips. We think your sister has got what? Blowjob lips?
Every family.
Too far?
Wow.
Too far? Wow? Come on now. Too far? Is that too far? Should we go to a break?
I think you should.
Sorry.
No?
No?
Honestly. Honestly.
Talk radio.
Jacked up jive talk for janitors, jazz cats, and gin-soaked boys and girls.
Is that Commando?
If you're awake, you're welcome.
I've got 5 cactus needles stuck in my...
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
I'm going to try something here that I think this technology can do. If I click on that. Right, I'm going to dial a number of someone who's texted in, because I think it's someone we've spoken to before. And how do I... oh, what have I done? That one there. There we go. This is Naomi. It's a good text. It's a really good text. It's too good for me to read out. Come on, Naomi, answer the phone, please.
Hello.
Hello, Naomi. It's Ian and Catherine. You're live on Talk Radio.
Hello, Naomi.
Evening.
How are you? Now, listen, I knew it was safe to call you because we've spoken before. Your text is too good to read out as a text. Would you be prepared to tell us this story on the radio?
Why not?
Go on then. This is great. You're going to love this one, Kath. Go on then, Naomi.
So I know a friend.
I know a friend. Here we go. All right, mate. Yeah.
And her and her partner went to the cinema, and they thought it was meant to be showing in the cinema, so they had rude, sexy time.
Sexy time in the empty cinema.
Okay.
Yeah. Once they've finished, cleaned themselves off, a few people gave them a round of applause.
Now you see why I had to call her. I could never do that story justice. What was the film you were watching, Naomi? They were watching, excuse me. What was the film?
Your friend.
Your friend
was watching.
They wasn't watching much of the film.
But they didn't strip off naked, did they?
No, the bottom half.
Just the bottom half. And did they do it on the floor, or did they do it in the seats?
Seats. So I've been told, anyway.
That must have made an awful racket, because they rip it.
So I've been told, anyway. But still, to get a round of applause for it, that's a Brucey bonus, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
I'm very proud of my friend.
Oh, I know we don't speak very often now. I mean, I know it's normally when we open up the Skype, but I love your contributions to the show. How are you doing? You all right?
I'm good.
All right. Well, wicked. I'll let you go. I'll let you go now. Thanks for coming on. Cheers.
Thank you.
Bye. Wasn't that a great story, huh?
Gosh.
Wasn't that a great story? Line 11 isn't me. Did I activate line 11? That wasn't me. Okay, good, because I was I've never rung back a text before, and the phone's went a bit funny. In the cinema. Round of applause.
Expensive for doing it in there, isn't it?
Well, it depends. If it's the end of the run, then you get the film's quite cheap, don't you? Good evening, Mark.
Outrageous.
I beg your pudding?
Graveyards are holy places.
We've got a vicar on
There
the
are
line.
only 2 things that belong in a graveyard.
Yes, sir.
Stiffies and big gaping holes.
I beg. Oh, Mark, please! He's hung up. Outrageous. He's hung up. We just needed to keep him on the line for another 30 seconds and we could have triangulated his position. We just didn't keep him on long enough. That's outrageous. Let us go 344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Let's go to Mike. Good evening, Mike.
Hi, Ian and Catherine.
Hello, Mike. What you got for us?
Oh, I think the last 2 callers just answered part of my question.
Oh, go on.
I just wanted your views on reasserting positivity. I know you've been up and down a few times.
Yeah.
I liked your topics about making a list, and I liked the learning something new in a day.
Yeah.
I just wondered what else you had for reasserting some positive outlooks on life.
I know. Seize the joy.
How do you force yourself into it? How do you force it?
Well, you can fake it. You can't force yourself into it. You can fake it.
I can do that.
Faking is where you just go, yeah, how you doing? Yeah, I'm fine, I'm great, I've had a great weekend, yeah, I'm looking forward. Faking it is easy. I don't think you can force yourself into it. Sometimes if one fakes it, it becomes a little bit infectious and it starts becoming real. We have a saying in 12-step rooms, fake it to make it, right? And what that means is, you may not want to get clean, but if you pretend that you want to get clean, eventually, after a time, you start to want it. And I think that can work in terms of your emotions to a certain extent for some people. What is going on for you, Mike? Are you not feeling very jolly at the moment?
No, I've had a death in the family this morning, and a speeding fine come through all at the same time in the same day. I've just come out of central London, back onto the motorway, and it just feels aggy everywhere. Everywhere's just, like you said earlier, everything's in a rut and aggy.
Yeah.
Does it feel like that?
Yeah, it does. It feels, I think it's because we're due a thunderstorm, right? As Kath said earlier.
It's just the low cloud.
It feels very close, right? It's the weather is very close, as my mum would say, or muggy, right? But you're right, and we've talked about this on the show before, but certainly tonight, it feels really aggy in London. It felt really...
It feels really, really aggy. All the traffic, everything.
Yeah.
Tense.
It was stressful. I wasn't enjoying myself. Even driving down motorways, I used to pick up bits of inspiration, lorries going past, nice cars going past, and think, what do they do? You know, and I used to like that, and give me something to talk about, and make up stories about people, entertain me. Even today, a Lamborghini passed on the back of a lorry, and it was obviously some guy having a delivery of his brand new Lamborghini.
Yeah.
And all I could think was, doesn't it look tragic on that little truck?
Can I tell you,
that's not like me.
Mike, my favourite things, I get a real kick out of seeing big things on the back of lorries going up the motorway, right? My favourite things in reverse order, my top 3 big things to see on the back of lorries, right? Number 3, a house. You see it sometimes. A house on the back of a lorry. Number 2, a boat. Number 1, and when I see this, I get so excited. A train. A train on the back of a lorry being driven up the motorway. I've seen it maybe 3 times in my life, but boy, oh boy, it gets me excited.
I've seen it today. I've seen a train on the back of a lorry.
Did you really?
It did nothing.
Oh no, Mike! Mike's dead on the inside! Right, we need to turn this. We need to turn this around, because if a train
he has had a particularly hard day.
I know, but if a train on the back of a lorry, isn't it interesting as well? There'll be some people going, death in the family, and why is he mentioning a parking ticket? But a parking ticket, right, is obviously in the real world, it's nothing. It's 50 quid, 60 quid, whatever it is, 30. You pay it, right? And you can be angry and you can begrudge it. You pay it, but it can. And compared to a death, it's nothing. But it can really balls up the way you feel, can't
because
it?
It's frustrating because you kind of did it to yourself. That's the annoying thing about it, yeah.
It was a speeding ticket, and I did do it myself, and I accept it, and I accept punishment. But even, as you say, with parking, I went to parking today, I drive for a living, so I pull over somewhere, and I try and get some exercise and go for a walk. I pulled over at some forest the other day at some woods, get a bit of peace, serenity, enjoy myself, just on my own. It was £3.20 to park the car. It made me claustrophobic to be in England.
Yes.
It's just aggy everywhere. Everyone wants something out of you. And you think, I can't even drive through in and out of London. You know, and the speeding fine comes through. And I just thought, just get from me.
What can we do? We're here. We are your servants. Mike, we want that. We've got 5.5 minutes left of the day. Let's try and end Mike's day on a positive note, okay? What can we do for you, Mike? We'll do anything.
What are those baby steps I can take? What are those just moments I can get to just to put me back in a frame of positivity? I mean, another example, I take people to the airports all day and all night. That's what I'm doing at the moment.
Yeah.
And I'm always got my passport in the glove box thinking, I'll jump on that plane. I just bought a visa to Canada thinking I can activate that at any time now. But I don't want to be at the airport. It's too stressful. No one looks happy to be at the airport. People want to fly drones around it and go on strikes. And I come away from it, and I think, thank God I'm away from that.
I'll tell you what you need to do.
And I haven't been like that. I don't know if it's just today.
Here's what you need to do. Switch the radio off. Sit with yourself. And just think let your mind wander. Don't listen to the radio, because even though we don't do Brexit, we're going to the news in a minute, and you're going to hear a really horrible story about a murder and about the drones and about, you're going to hear really horrible stories, right? And that's going to make you hate humanity even more. And then we come back, we say, we switch the radio off. And tomorrow, don't listen to the radio in your car. I know you drive for a living. Take some CDs, take whatever don't listen to the radio tomorrow or read a newspaper.
Here's the thing you could do, which I find really helpful sometimes. Put a song on and sing at the top of your lungs.
That's a nice idea. I like that.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Do it loud.
Goo Goo Dolls.
Do it loud. Open the windows. Right? Who gives a stuff if anyone hears you, man? You open the windows, scream out into the night air, your favourite songs, and that's an excellent suggestion from Catherine.
Yeah, I like that.
And don't read any papers or listen to any radio for the next 24 hours. That's my prescription for you.
Well, this is it. I get joy from going to the pub and having a pint, and I flick through my phone and see what's going on. But that's all miserable.
Yeah,
I can't get away from it.
Don't unfollow everyone on Twitter if you're on Twitter. Mute all your notifications. Be free.
Then I'll have to pay £3.20 to park somewhere to be free.
I will give you the £3.20. And if I ever bump into you, Mike, say £3.20, I will make sure I'm always carrying £3.20 so that I can give it to you, so you can go off for a wander in the woods.
I'm just passing Cirencester.
There we go. Good luck. Mike, I'm really sorry you've had a lousy day, man. I hope you get some relief. You're a good man, and thank you for sharing that.
I'll have a sing. Thank you, Ian.
Yeah,
cheers, Mike.
Go forth and give it some welly.
Good suggestion, Boyley. It's a great suggestion. I was listening to David Cassidy in the car today.
We forget to do that. I used to sing at the top of my lungs on my own in the car all the time in my 20s, but you just get caught up in all sort of crap,
don't you? A funny tweet.
Go on.
Do you actually pay them two cockwombles for spouting that tripe? Do you know the name of the person that's tweeted that? Justice for Tommy. You've made my night, mate. Thank you. 0344 499 1000. Mike goes, the switchboard is empty. We have another hour of this. Boy, oh boy, this is fun. We don't do Brexit, but we do whatever you want. This is the Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee and Catherine Boyle, weeknights from 10 on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
love the Delgados. I love them. Emma Pollock, what a voice. Treat yourself. Go and buy any Emma Pollock solo album or the last 3 Delgados albums. Just joyful. 03444991000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. This is the Late Night Alternative with Catherine Boyle and Iain Lee every weeknight from 10 on Talk Radio. You can download apps. You can listen to us online. You can listen on DAB. There are, of course, podcasts aplenty out and about. We got the Talk Radio podcast. We haven't put a Rabbit Hole podcast this week because we muffed it up. But it will go out at some point next week. We'll put a Rabbit Hole with Shaftesbury and then...
Yeah, I don't think we've done Belfast yet.
Have we not put Belfast out? Yeah. We ought to. It cost us enough. 03. The switchboard's empty, guys. 03444991000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Hey, look at that. The sale of the book is slowing down now. As of course, there's a big rush at the start and then it slows down. And I was just checking because we were just under 1,500 quid. We are over 1,500, but we've got £1,521.68 for the Samaritans from people who bought our book, The Late Night Alternative. Here's the thing, the Late Night Alternative transcripts. And who knows, maybe next week or in a couple of weeks, we'll do, after like 12:30 or something, we'll do it late when no one's listening. Maybe if you want to phone in, we can act out a scene. It's a very funny book. It's a very silly book. There's a foreword written by Bob Mortimer. And it's all the profits. It's £12.99, but all the profits, which I think are £5.98 per book, go to the Samaritans. £1,521.68. That is brilliant. If you go to lulu.com, and type in Late Night Alternative, the book comes up there. It's beautiful. It's got a really nice cover picture taken by our mate Jeff. And thank you to everyone who contributed to it. And, I'm thrilled that we've made that much money. And what we're going to do is, where are we? It's Friday, September the 13th now. At the end of the month, or 1st of October, we'll see what we've got, we'll total it all up, we'll send, I've got to work out actually how you get the money out, because I guess they have to send it to me. As soon as they send me the money, we'll send it to the Samaritans, and then we'll do that every month. If, people carry on buying it every month, we'll send, the money there. 03444991000 is the telephone number. Catherine, what have you got for us?
Okay. Now, we were talking about embarrassing bodies earlier on.
Yes.
Here's an injury you don't want. Woman laughs so hard that her mouth gets stuck open while travelling on a train.
No.
Mm-hmm.
What? Because sometimes my jaw gets a bit clicky.
Well.
Clicky sometimes.
This is according to Daily Star.
So it must be true.
A woman found something I've got a picture here of it. A woman found something so hilarious she broke her face, it has been reported.
Jeez.
Now, I once laughed so hard I threw up, but I had never broken my face.
Someone once laughed so hard at, I think it was either Monty Python or the Goodies, that they died.
No.
Yeah, I think it was Monty Python, yeah, so they could say they had the funniest joke in the world. Someone died laughing at Monty Python.
The woman, who has not been named, was travelling on a high-speed train heading for Guangzhou South Railway Station in South China.
Do you pronounce it Guangzhou?
Guangzhou.
Do you pronounce it Guangzhou?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
Okay. Well,
Guangzhou.
Yep.
Guangzhou.
Okay, let's not get hung up.
Guangzhou South.
Okie dokie. No, if it's south, you're right, it is Guangzou. If it's south, it's Guangzou.
Mm-hmm.
If it's north, it's pronounced differently, but we'll deal with that on a different show.
When she's believed to have started laughing at something. I wish we knew what it was.
There can't be much to laugh at in China. They can't really. I mean, they can't really, unless she was ordered to laugh.
Well, sometimes
by Mao Zedong.
Sometimes in the toughest situations, you get the biggest laughs. There are people that laugh at funerals, aren't they?
I'm working on a joke that I don't think is racist.
Oh, God, what?
Did you hear about the Chinese fella whose mouth kept squeaking? Doctor said he had a mousy tongue. A mousy tongue.
It needs a little bit more work.
No, I don't think it does, actually. I think it's there. Did you hear about the Chinese fella whose mouth was squeaking all the time? Yeah, the doctor said he had a mousy tongue. Mousy tongue. That's it. Did you hear it? I got it. Ladies and gentlemen, did you hear about the Chinese fella? Don't worry, it's not one of those jokes. Did you hear about the Chinese fella whose mouth was squeaking? Did you hear about the Chinese fellow who couldn't stop eating cheese?
Oh, here we go.
He couldn't hear about the Chinese fellow who couldn't, his mouth kept squeaking and he couldn't stop eating cheese. Went to the doctor and the doctor said, yeah, I think you got a mousy tongue.
Local
Did you hear about the Chinese fella who his mouth couldn't stop squeaking and he couldn't stop eating cheese, and he came to Britain, but he was from China. He came to Britain and went to a northern doctor, and the British northern doctor said,
isn't it gonna work?
I think you got a mousy tongue.
We say tongue.
Mousy tongue, mate. Got a mousy tongue, mate.
And also, doctors tend to be posh, they wouldn't talk like that.
That's classist. You just want a class war, Farage. Carry on. I've done a funny and you know it, and you're gutted.
So you want to clear that up.
I've done a funny. You're gutted, and you're thinking, well, last hour to go, and it's now 1-0 to Ian. How am I going to top that? I wouldn't bother, but I look forward to hearing your effort. But I wouldn't bother if I were you, Catherine. I've won.
Okay.
Mousy tongue. Mousy tongue.
Local papers reported she laughed so hard, in fact...
maybe it was at that joke.
I don't think so.
Maybe it was at the mousy tongue joke.
I don't.
Probably not allowed to laugh at that, but sometimes when you're not allowed, it's at funerals. People laugh a lot at funerals because they're not allowed to, or because they see someone having it off behind the gravestone. But maybe she was laughing at the mousy tongue joke.
Local papers reported she laughed so hard, not at that joke, that she dislocated her jaw and was left with her mouth jammed wide open. She called for help, and staff put out an announcement on the train's public address system asking if they... Oh dear.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Here's how it's actually written. I mean, I could cover it up, but someone's made a boo-boo.
Uh-oh.
She called for help, and staff put out an announcement on the train's public address system asking there was a doctor on board.
Well, maybe that's translated from the Chinese.
No, it's not. Luckily for the stricken woman, there was. Dr. Luo Wengsheng of Liwan Hospital, part of Guangzhou Medical University, heard the request and hurried to help. He said, I was resting when I heard an announcement asking whether there were any doctors, brackets, on board the train. I rushed over and found the passenger unable to speak or close her mouth. She was drooling, so I initially thought she'd had a stroke. But I took her blood pressure and asked her some questions and learned that she'd actually dislocated her jaw. According to reports, the woman's jaw came out of place after she laughed too hard and she was left with her mouth wide open. I warned her that I wasn't an expert, but I knew how to do the procedure. I also told her there was a chance I wouldn't be able to set it.
Here's a recording of what happened.
The patient was... The patient was quite...
Not finished. It's finished now.
What was that?
It turned unpleasant. Didn't know that was going to happen.
The patient was quite nervous and her facial muscles were all very tense, so I failed on the first attempt. He continued, I advised her to go to a hospital instead, but train staff told us it would be another hour. The passenger became very agitated and wanted her jaw set right away, so I agreed to try again.
What do you do? Do you punch the old...
I don't know.
Jaw?
They're not saying on here because they don't want you trying it at
Well,
home.
now I'm going to try different techniques to work it out. I would imagine you would put, her head between your knees and, hit her on the top of the head with a mallet. Could that possibly do it?
I don't know. He said I did it when she was distracted and luckily it went back in place. The passenger revealed she dislocated her jaw in the past due to repeatedly vomiting during pregnancy.
Oh
my God.
Right.
If you dislocated your jaw in the past, laughing, yawning, or even just opening your mouth too wide can lead to it happening again. The original Chinese news report doesn't say what joke it was that caused the woman's joke to dislocate.
I think we've worked it out here. Mousy tongue. Mousy tongue.
Gosh.
Sorry?
Yeah.
Have you finished?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's a question my boys asked, and I think I know the answer. I think I know the answer. What's wrong?
I'm just distancing myself from you. If you're going to continue to tell that joke.
I'm not continuing to tell the joke. I'm doing the punchline to a very funny, non-racist joke, where the punchline is mousy tongue.
Yeah.
My boys asked me this question, and I think I know the answer, as I know a lot of things. That's not me being arrogant, it's just true. Why are yawns contagious?
And what was your response?
Actually, what to yawn now. You trying to fight that yawn?
I'm not even near yawning.
Amy yawned, didn't you, Amy?
I didn't.
You did. You shouldn't have come on the microphone. There, didn't give you permission.
What was the response you gave this poor child?
Well, no, I told him.
It's going to mean he never gets into medical school.
I told him what I think the answer is.
Go on.
But I don't want to say it because then you'll go, yeah. So what do you think the answer is? You've never been asked that by your kids?
No.
Okay, well, okay.
They watch Operation Ouch. They know more medical matters than I do.
Mummy.
Why are they talking like that?
Mummy, when I'm out of bath, Mummy, and I have some cheese and cracker, Mummy. Mummy, when I'm out of bath and I'm dried down in front
You've met my children. They're posher than I am.
In front of the fire, Mummy. Can I have a lump of coal to play with? Have you got any coal to play with, Mummy? Or has it all gone on fire? Has it all gone on fire, Mummy? Could I play with the coal dolly, Mummy? Please, Mummy, would that be nice? Could I have a bit of cheese to lick before we put it back in box? Mummy, please, our mam. Our mam, could I play it with coal dolly? I've made hair out of lint, Mummy, front pocket. And then could I lick a bit of cheese before we put it back in cheese box? Mam, our mam. Is that, and then I'll go off to work if you like, our mam.
God.
In cotton mill.
Wow.
Threading cotton on bobbins. In olden days, ma'am.
You had to bring the mill into it, didn't you?
Aye, ma'am. I did, ma'am. I did. No school, ma'am. I finished school now, I'm 9. Finished school now, ma'am. 9 years old, ma'am. So don't got no school no more, ma'am. I'm working now. I'm working at cotton mill, threading bobbins of cotton. Ah, ma'am. Could I play with your fag ends when you finish with them, ma'am? Is that okay? Can I make dollies out of fag ends? Out of your fag ends, ma'am? Please, ma'am. I'm begging you. Please, ma'am.
I don't know anything about yawns, no.
Is my little sister come down from chimney yet, ma'am?
Oh my God.
She's been up there 3 weeks, ma'am. I can hear her crying at night. Ma'am. I can hear her crying. Please let me down chimney. And I hear you shouting, no, you little shit, not till you clean old bloody chimney. I want to see you coming out the top. Oh, chimney. Are you not coming down? Ma'am, please let her come down and play with the fag end dollies. Fag end dollies, Miss Little, ma'am, please, ma'am. Please, ma'am, I beg you. I'm begging you, ma'am. I'll get up chimney. I'm begging you, ma'am, please let her come down and play with fag end dollies.
Stop it, because you're actually breaking my heart.
Thank you very much. And scene.
The late night alternative with that man, Iain Lee. There's no strangers here, just friends you haven't stalked on Facebook yet.
Have never sent my picture to anyone who didn't request it.
The late night alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Yes.
I would like a steward's inquiry, please, because when we went to the news, when we went to the break then, Catherine said, I couldn't, sorry, I didn't mean to get upset on air, but I couldn't stand you doing that because actually that's really similar to what used to happen. Then what did you tell me you used to do when you were a little kid? What you used to say to your granddad?
Granddad, if I'm good, will you let me have a dance on Coal Bunker?
Almost word for word what I just said. And you're going, it's not like that. What are you doing? Don't talk like that.
No, well,
and then you used to say, just say it again. Calm down. Come close to the microphone and say it.
Grandad, if I'm good, will you let me have a dance on Coal Bunker?
Amy, could you clip that, please, and email it to me? I hope if you've got my new email, if you could send that over, please. That's going to be a hotkey.
And you know what you used to say? Of course you can, cock. Term of endearment in Salford, cock.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. I love working with you.
Oh, thanks, cock.
Okay. Let's go to our good friend Mo. Good evening, Mosif.
Hiya, cock.
How are you?
Are you good?
I'm good, thanks, Cock. How are you, Cock?
I'm really good. Thanks, there's some calling me that. But anyway,
You alright, you big fanny?
Listen, I'm really bored.
Could you come off speakerphone and speak into your phone normally?
I can't speak for it.
Are you lolling about in bed, Mo?
When he thinks about us, he touches himself. Oh, Mo don't want anybody else, 'cause when he thinks about us, he touches himself.
Can I please interrupt you? Can you please make a phone call?
Oh, God. Your demands again.
We did a prank phone call the other day to some idiot who fell for it hook, line and sinker and did a little wee-wee and a little poo-poo in his panties.
Please.
Mo, we've done it. We've done it. We did it to you. We did it to you. You absolutely cacked yourself. We've done it.
Because TalkSport is on,
No, TalkSport is on all the time. I know it is. Mo, you asked us for a prank phone call. We did one.
717-222-4.
Okay, now you're saying numbers. You asked us for a prank phone call. We did one. We're not doing another one.
Yeah, but
Thanks very much for your call, Mo. We did one for him. What is this?
Particularly good one as well.
It was very, very funny. Very, very funny. 0344 499 1000. So,
Yeah.
Right.
Go on.
What I don't understand in this whole Fireman Sam thing is how easy it is to upset people by suggesting that maybe that Fireman Sam is perhaps exclusive to some people and non-inclusive.
By people, you mean?
Piers Morgan and James Martin.
Yeah.
I don't. Why are they so First of all, here's the thing. Can I say something controversial? Fireman Sam ain't that good. It wasn't one of. If you watch the old ones as well, they're lousy. It's not that good.
It's not really for us, though, is it?
It's not one of the best ones. Right? There's some good ones out there. Fireman Sam ain't one of them. But my kids enjoyed it a bit, but not for very long. And so people they're upset because I think a fire service has said we're dropping Fireman Sam because we're not firemen anymore, we're firefighters, and it's non-inclusive to the brilliant women that we have on our team. And sounds fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it really makes that much difference, really.
No, I
to
don't.
Women, and we know we're outnumbered when it comes to things like the fire service.
I don't think it makes that much difference. But here's the thing: we're talking about the fact that there are women firefighters, which I think some people still won't. No, does it make a big difference? Probably not. But if this fire service feels that, and I don't actually know if they've said that that's the actual reason, but we're assuming 'cause it's in the press. But if that's what this fire service is, do you know what? I ain't going to question a load of firefighters. Those people are heroes.
Yeah.
You don't like Fireman Sam? Yeah, whatever. How many people have I saved? Not that many.
Yeah.
Nowhere near as much. I don't climb up ladders to burning buildings.
Here's the principle I think we should adhere to, right, if we're being sensible about these things. Ask the people who are affected by it. Piers Morgan isn't affected by it. James Martin isn't affected by it. Ask female firefighters whether there's still a problem with the fact that, people assume that they're not, quote unquote, proper firefighters.
Yeah.
If that's the thing, what does it matter to you?
Exactly. I don't, but these men, it's generally men like Piers Morgan, like James Martin, like Julia Hartley-Brewer. These, as a cheap joke, but it's generally men. There are some women as well, of course, but they get so angry that how dare that, who cares? I mean, in the great scheme of things, a fire service has said, we want to recruit more women. We don't think Fireman Sam helps, so we're just going to not have posters. We're not going to use it as part of our thing anymore. Oh, okay. I'm cool with that.
I didn't even know they were using Fireman Sam.
No, it feels very odd. They're not saying we should ban Fireman Sam. And then I've just seen it in the Sun. Jesus Christ. I didn't know this was a thing. This was obviously a thing. So they've got stories. Fireman Sam saved my life. Okay, fine. They don't have on the front page, by the way, Boris Johnson lied to the Queen. They've got some guy had a car crash. Some famous guy had a car crash driving a car fast. Okay, you don't want to mention about the Queen. You don't want to mention that prorogation is possibly illegal. You don't want to mention that. Oh, you talk about Freddie Flintoff crashing a car. Okay, guys, we got it. We get where you're coming from. Then they've got here, Fireman Sam saved my life. Okay, we got it. You're upset about Fireman Sam. Do you know what I mean? People are dying. You're upset about Fireman Sam.
Literally, look over here at the puppet, guys.
Yeah.
Look over here.
But then they've got, and this is awful, right? This is awful. And this is, I'm starting to feel quite strongly about this word. So they've got the article, they've got Piers Morgan, and then they've got a little thing here by John Snowflake. The Sun's outraged lefty. Good riddance, Fireman Sam. Even his name makes me feel unsafe. Why does it have to be a man that puts fires out? What about those identifying as female? Aren't they capable? And don't get me started on his disgusting hose action. How can you make a reasoned decision on a firefighting career if your mind's been warped by an innocuous cartoon you last saw a decade ago? I get it, it's a joke. I get it, it's a joke. I get it. That's cool. It's a joke. The word snowflake, I really starting to think is a very, very dangerous. I think it's a dangerous word. Oh, Snowflake complains about Snowflake. No, I think it's a really, really, dangerous word because it implies, weakness. Snowflake is kind of it's a safe way of, saying, oh, you don't like that because you're gay. Mm-hmm. It's that kind of vibe. It's that kind of using gay. Can't call someone gay as an insult anymore for being weak and effeminate, so we can use snowflake. It's that kind of thing. I think it's bullying. I think it's often used to describe people who have feelings and who show emotions. It's often used to describe people who are left of centre of politics, although not exclusively, but generally. It's used as an insult, and it's used as a bullying thing. Here's the thing, I want my boys to know that they can cry if they want to. I want my boys to know that they can care for people. I want my boys to know that they can question gender-specific titles and things and reach their own conclusions. I want my boys to know that it's okay to be a man. You don't have to be aggressive and shouty and macho, that you can question stuff, you can show vulnerability, and you can show emotion. And the word snowflake is second someone starts to show emotion. Oh, shut up, you snowflake. You snowflake. It's used to silence any argument where emotion, where care, where the feelings of others are being brought into question.
Yeah, it's the new
snowflake.
It's the new do-gooders.
Do-gooders. Shut up, you gay lord, you queer, you pussy, man up, you cuck. It's all the same stuff. It's all the same stuff. The some would have problems saying John Pussy, John Cuck, John Snowflake. That's a funny character we got there. We can do that. I think it's really offensive. No, it's not offensive. No, take that back. I think it's really dangerous, and I think it is trying to pump life into that toxic masculinity that I thought we'd moved away from.
Here's the thing, let's just reverse it. Say The Guardian had Gary Gammon.
Yeah.
They would be uproar. They're being racist, they're having a go at us. Freedom of speech. Why isn't someone allowed to disagree with you without name-calling? Aren't we all supposed to be grown-ups? This division, it's not even about who's politically right or left. Most people didn't give a toss until recently. But now it's just kind of football crowds shouting at each other.
There's a documentary on Channel 5 yesterday. It'll be on there, whatever their version of the iPlayer is, the iPlayer, I would call it if I was those guys. And it was about, was it yesterday? Maybe it was, whenever World Suicide Day was, maybe it was Tuesday. It's called Suicide and Me and Think, and I saw a screening of it, and I went and did a press junket for them, even though I wasn't really involved in it. And it's a really interesting film. It's 6 men, talking about masculinity, talking about, they've all tried to kill themselves, and they're all still struggling with their mental health. And it's I think there are 2 lads, one who's 18, one who's 19, there's a guy in his 60s, there's a couple of other guys, and there's a soldier, there's an ex-soldier in it. And he talks about how, he struggled with knowing, they all talk about struggling with knowing what it is to be a man, But also, he said, you know, when I was young and a squaddy, we would get drunk and we'd go and beat up civilians, because that was the thing to do. We were angry, but we didn't know what we were angry about. We didn't know how to talk about how we felt, so we go and beat people up for a sport. And this guy's, you know, he served in Afghanistan, I think it was, maybe Iraq. And he's tried to kill himself several times because he comes home and he has been taught all his life as a boy and then as a soldier not to show emotion. You do not show emotion. You suck it in, you man up, and you get on with the job at hand. Now, when you're in Afghanistan, that is a different situation, and I'm not saying that necessarily you have to kind of man up there, but it's a different situation. And I can understand why emotion, better. I'm really trying to word this in the right way. I can't, so I'm just going to come out ham-fisted. I can understand perhaps why a more rigid control of emotions would be necessary when you're dealing with, you know, gunfire coming at you and you've got someone next to you who's been shot and you can't panic and you can't start, you've got to deal with it there and then the emotional side can be addressed later on. I get that. Yeah. But this guy was going, I didn't know how to be happy. I didn't know how to be sad. I felt useless. I didn't feel like a man. I would, you know, my family would ask a question and I'd flare up because that's what I thought you were supposed to do. Mm-hmm. And this whole thing of snowflakes, you're not allowed, don't show emotions, you pussy. This guy tried to kill himself because no one had said to him, it's okay to show emotion. It's okay to get angry. It's okay to cry. It's okay to feel useless. It's okay to feel this stuff.
It's interesting what you said about how, you know, in the theatre of war, you've got to be able to handle yourself, cut yourself off from that emotional thing, and you deal with it later. Problem is, they're not helped to deal with it later.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
You'll have to deal with it on your own, and the assumption is you've got someone to talk to.
Yeah. So this snowflake stuff is dangerous. It's really dangerous, and I'm going to tell my boys. They've not mentioned snowflakes yet, so I'm not going to bring it into their world. But when they do, I'm going to say this is. I just think it's dangerous, and to see the people that pay us doing that. God, why is Pharaoh Ram? Give us a call.
Well, he did call us, remember, and he was struggling a little bit. So I wonder whether it's another one of those nights.
That's fine. But listen, here's the thing: if you tweet stuff that I don't like, I'm just going to block you, dude. I'm just going to block you. Okay? It's fine. If you don't like the show, you're under absolutely no obligation to listen. I think tweeting my bosses saying that I'm shy and I should be sacked and all that stuff. It's okay, mate. It's okay. I hope you're well. I hope you're well.
And by the way, please don't feel sorry for me.
No. We're having a great time. But if you're not enjoying the show, just switch off, man. Go to LBC if that's what you want to do. Go to my mate Duncan Barks is on BBC London right now. You'd like him. I was emailing him today. You'd like him, possibly. Check him out. There's loads of different stations. So don't be upset, you know, that you got blocked on Twitter. That's fine. You said something I didn't like, so I blocked you. It's the way it goes. Don't be, you know, we're cool. I hope you're okay, man. I hope you're okay. I hope you're okay.
It seems to go in cycles with this guy.
Yeah, it does. And I don't want to, I don't want to draw attention. So I'm out, I'm done. I wish you the best of luck with everything, brother. But you're very welcome to call in. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to, give us a call. You're very, very welcome. What you got, boy bum?
Okay, well, right. What about this?
Yes.
I've got a few things here, actually.
I'll tell you what, let's go to a break and then we'll come back and do it. This is Talk Radio, dear listener.
Kick off your slippers. Don't go to bed. The party is just starting. You can sleep when you're dead.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Can I do a story that's not very nice?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a horrible story, but there's something in it that might bring a smile to you. Sheila, I can fake Sheila come to you in a second. 0344 499 1000. The first sentence, you're going to think, well, where is the smile in this? A woman has been arrested for chopping off her husband's penis. Have you seen this story?
Yeah.
James Frabbott, 61, claims he was tied up by Victoria, 56, who then severed his manhood with a knife at their US home.
Terrible.
The case is being investigated by a Major Jason Wank. who said officers located the lopped-off Todger and packed it in ice. Major Wank... Major Wank revealed they were called to a disturbance at the home in Newport, North Carolina, just before 4 a.m. on Tuesday. Mrs. Frabbett was arrested on suspicion of malicious castration and kidnapping while the victim was taken to hospital. Major Wank of Carteret County Sheriff's Office added, "The motive is still being investigated by detectives." Mrs. Frabbett was due in court last night. It is not yet known if the penis can be reattached as it was for John Bobbitt, whose wife Lorena chopped his off in 1993. So just go through that again. That's James Frabbett has had his penis chopped off by his wife Victoria Frabbett, and it's being investigated by a Major Wank.
You literally insult to injury.
That's some story, huh?
Do you want a good news story?
I think we need one after that, Catherine. Yes, please.
Missing woman mystery solved.
Yes.
A group of tourists spent hours Saturday night looking for a missing woman near Iceland's Eldgjá Canyon. Eldgjá Canyon.
Eldgjá Canyon. Oh, this is a great story. Go on.
Only to find her among the search party.
Yes, mate.
The group was travelling through Iceland on a tour bus and stopped near a volcanic canyon. Soon there was word of a missing passenger. The woman, who'd changed clothes, didn't recognise the description of herself and joined the search.
Wow.
The search was called off at about 3 a.m. when it became clear that the missing woman was, in fact, accounted for and searching for herself.
So how long were they searching?
Hours.
Imagine, I've been on coach trips years ago when someone's rocked up 45 minutes late and everyone on that coach is furious, and generally that person's drunk and they don't care.
Yeah.
But the vibe from, 51 people to that final person is very dark.
If it's 10 minutes late, you might get a...
Yeah.
After that, silence.
But imagine everyone on that bus just wanting that. Let's push her over the edge now.
Searching till 3 a.m. and she's there. How did that happen?
Let's go to Fake Sheila. Good evening, Fake Sheila.
Hello, that was so funny. I love that.
Thank you very much indeed.
I want to push everyone off a cliff on a coach trip, don't you?
I don't know about murder, but I did, I know what you mean.
Coach trips, those moments where you realise who your holiday enemy's going to be for the rest of your time.
So I was going to say, hello, gorgeous, and hello, Ian. How did that go? Not so well. Okay, so, what I wanted to apply for was a job, because you've got all these correspondents, haven't you?
Yeah, we're not, okay, yeah.
Right, so I want to be the bell correspondent.
Oh.
Because I've got 2 bells. So I've had them a little while, I've not unwrapped them, but now I've got them. So I thought, when you next do straight to air, if Catherine's, obviously she's doing other stuff, if she doesn't want to do the bell, I can do the bell.
It's not me operating the bell anyway. It's Ian's job.
Oh, hang on a minute. You wanna...
I've got, stereo bells. I've got one in each hand. Can I do the bell? Oh, no! But I want to do the bell.
Yours is too high pitched. Yours is in. It sounds like C, and mine is in G. Yours doesn't carry the authority.
Oh no, mine is in C sharp.
I think it's flat. Actually, it's C. It's closer to C than it is C sharp.
So may I do the bell next time that you're doing straight to air, please?
We don't use a bell for straight to air.
I've got 2 handbells. They're great.
We don't.
Look.
Oh, no, that sounds crap. We're not. First of all,
good, aren't they?
Shut up. We don't use bells for straight to air.
Oh well, whatever. I'd like to do the bell.
You don't even know when the bell... You don't even know when the bell...
I know Catherine does the bell because she decides. She's the producer.
I don't do the bell.
But you're in charge.
It's my bell. I do the bell. And we do the bell when someone says, long-time listener, first-time caller.
No, I want to... Oh, no, there's another bit you do.
No.
Where when Catherine's had enough of people.
Oh, well, occasionally I might get a
And then she
lenses of the
bells
bell.
them up.
Catherine's never touched this bell.
I have.
When?
Yeah, she has.
You occasionally let me have a go on it.
Yes.
Okay.
Can I do the bell when
no,
people
because you
need
don't
to be
even...
belled
That's
up?
not a bell correspondent. That's a bell end. Bell ringer.
Can I be the bell end correspondent, please?
No.
No.
Thanks for your call. Exciting news.
Oh.
I know we don't do Brexit. But... I have found footage of Happy Science Europe, right? They are like seance people. Seancists?
Spiritualists.
Scientists, something. Spiritualists, yeah. They do seances. Now, this is a film of a seance held... Oh, no, right, sorry, this isn't. So this is a seance by Happy Science Europe. Science should be in inverted commas there, it's not. And, well, let's just have a listen to this. This is a seance to speak to Margaret Thatcher from World Teacher, founder of Happy Science Group. Can you try and find this guy, please, Catherine? Master Ryuho Okawa. I've actually got a phone number if you want. I'll give it to you in a minute. Here we go. This is it.
I've got him on Twitter here.
Okay, get him on the show. Here we go. Oh. Why won't it play? This is spooky. It won't play properly. This is freaky, man. What is going on? The internet's gone down. Here we go. It's booted up again. Isn't it funny? Whenever we try and do something a little bit spooky, stuff goes wrong. This isn't working now. Let me try and do it in a different window. Hang on a second. My computer's crashed. What on earth is happening here? James, we're going to come to you in a second, my friend. Here we go.
Magasacha, come down to this place and...
Do you want to boost it a little bit?
Answer our questions.
You find you were dead yesterday?
Huh?
Can you understand?
I can't.
Right, okay. So this is not her talking about Brexit. This is Margaret Thatcher being summoned, right?
And is this the voice of Ryuho Okawa?
Yes, well, she's coming through him. So he says at the start, Margaret Thatcher, Prime Minister Thatcher, come join us. I'll do the subtitles, right? Okay. So this is just after she died, the day after she died, okay? Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher.
Margaret Thatcher.
Oh, Margaret Thatcher.
Come down to this place and answer our questions.
Okay.
You find you were dead yesterday?
Okay, well, the subtitles don't actually match up with what's being said. The subtitles say, are you aware that you passed away yesterday?
Can you understand?
I can't.
Oh.
I'm still alive.
Your ex-Prime Minister, Margaret Thatcher?
I've been Prime Minister. Dennis!
Oh.
You are one of the greatest Prime Minister in Great Britain. Everybody acknowledge it.
And not just Iron Lady, a hot Iron Lady.
I'm not just the Iron Lady, I'm a hot Iron Lady.
The excellent statesman must have courage.
China has a lot of island disputes with surrounding nations.
A man? Are you a man? Oh, really?
Oh.
Really a man? Where is Japanese Bushido? Never permit intrusion. Attack them.
What?
Never afraid. That is politics.
You realized the revival of the British economy?
I couldn't understand the EU system. Now EU is destroying. I've heard that. I made a prediction about the future of the EU. It's a problem with Deutschland, and another problem is the French, I think.
Wow, that's surprisingly prescient, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's get this guy on. I need to speak to this guy.
Okay, I'm sending them a message.
Thank you very much indeed. In the meantime, let's go to James. Good evening, James. Freaked out, no doubt, by that last little bit there, but what can we do for you?
Absolutely. Hello, Mr. Lee. I've come to not put a dampener on this show or anything. I just wanted to say I've been listening to your show from the start of this year. My father died on Monday evening.
Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that, James.
But listening to your show is, although I've had my family around me, but it's been nice listening to your show. You've got a great show. It cheers me up a lot. And the last couple of nights where I've been on my own away from the family and friends, it's really cheered me up and kept me going.
Thank you, mate. Thank you.
I do appreciate what you do, and you get a lot of crap on social media.
Hey, don't speak about Catherine like that. Catherine is great, and I'm doing my best to bring her up to our standards.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying.
I don't understand what you do, but I absolutely love your show, mate, and the last week the last couple of nights, it's been absolutely brilliant. It's kept me cheered.
Thank you, man. It's hard.
I really appreciate you.
It's hard, isn't it, when someone passes and you have lots of people around you and there's noise and there's hustle and bustle, and then that first night you go to bed on your own, or maybe you live on your own, or you go. It's suddenly hard. Isn't there a silence? Do you know what I mean? There's a silence when you're on your own for the first time after something like that.
Yeah, personally for me, I'm one of these people that like to step away from everything and then deal with things on my own, have my little cry and have my thoughts and things like that. But when I stick your show on at 10 o'clock at night, and I've got a couple of nights of listening to you, it really does cheer me up, and I just wanted to phone up and say cheers, mate.
I don't know if you're able to listen tomorrow night, but tomorrow night it's a full moon, and we're doing straight to air for 3 hours. If that don't put a smile on your face, or maybe it might make you cry.
The full moon?
Huh?
Is Kath doing the full moon?
Kath's not doing a full moon, you get, that's a yellow card, I'll let you get away with that. If this is too much, then tell me, am I allowed to ask, what your dad's name was?
Robert, or Bob. He was only called Robert when he was in trouble.
Exactly, the full name. And how old was Bob when he passed?
65.
Nah, that's no age, is it, mate? It's no age at all.
But at least we got the 6 month warning.
Okay, so you could, there is some comfort in that, isn't there, knowing what's happening.
I was with him at the end, so.
That's beautiful. Yeah. That's a gift. If, you know, there aren't many gifts in death, but, being with them at the end is a gift.
It was, it was, really, and as I said, I came home a couple of nights ago, I was on my own, and I stuck the show on, and it took my mind off it, and I do appreciate it. Your show makes me laugh, keeps me entertained.
It's meant to be a very serious political debate show. I don't like all these people saying they're laughing.
Brexit tonight.
A lot of Brexit, a Brexit special tonight. Hey, James, really appreciate your kind words. And I wish you and your family lots of love and the best of luck getting through the next few stages. And hang in there, man.
Cheers, mate. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Cheers, and lots of love to Bob. Thank you, James. There we go. Thank you. That's a really lovely call. There's a lot of it about, you know, there's a lot of people passing away, and that means a lot. Thank you. Got a couple of minutes left. Have you got anything?
Yeah.
Go on then. Let's have it.
You can have it if you
Let's
want.
end on a boily special.
Well, we started out talking about penile, so let's do it again, shall we?
Yes.
All right, let me go. Let me find this one. This was an absolute beaut. Man has split penis reconstructed with honey after his genitals eroded.
Okay.
Now we have some knowledge of this. We're not medical professionals, but we probably could operate on someone after the things we've seen today. A man has had his split penis reconstructed with Manuka honey after the skin peeled off, leaving him unable to have sex. The man, who first went to the doctor with a foreskin that was too tight, was found to have multiple non-cancerous tumours all over his genitals.
Oh,
yeah,
mate!
The tumours caused an infection in the 55-year-old Danish man's member, causing the skin to separate.
Yeah.
The condition, called penile denudation, was at first unsuccessfully treated with skin graft before doctors turned to Manuka honey. Dressings of the all-natural miracle honey, which has antibacterial properties. I think all honey has antibacterial properties, doesn't it?
Yeah, but apparently they reckon like Manuka honey is almost like magic stuff. But that means but when you buy Manuka honey in the supermarket, that's not Manuka honey.
Oh.
No, it's not.
It's really expensive.
Yeah, but Manuka honey, like the Manuka honey in the supermarket is what, 15, 20 quid, right? It's about 400 quid, the real Manuka honey.
Gosh.
It's not, it's not great.
Okay.
It's fake.
They used this, apparently. Dressings of the all-natural miracle honey, which has antibacterial properties, were applied with a satisfying outcome.
Yeah.
After a 52-day treatment programme, a medical report in the International Journal of Surgery case has concluded.
Yeah.
After 2 weeks, the tissue began to heal, it was reported, and by the end of the treatment, he was able to have sex again.
Okay, what, with honey on his knob?
I think they probably washed it off. But doctors said the results proved that...
You get bees, do bees lick honey off? Do bees eat honey, or is that, like, cannibalism?
I think the bees will be horrified that that's what you're using there. It's sputum, isn't it? Isn't it bee spit?
Well, I know, we all know what bees, if bees could speak to their granddad, they'd say...
Granddad, if I'm good, will you let me have a dance on Coal Bunker? He did as well. Doctors said the results proved honey could be used instead of antibiotics in future and treat killer strains of infection
here we go.
like MRSA. No thanks, I'll have the antibiotics, please.
There we go.
The report said, put some jam on it, they're going to say. The report said the growing challenge of bacterial resistance to antibiotics has led to the development of several options.
If you cut it, then you should have put some jam on it. If you cut it, then you should have put some jam on it.
Anyway, so that's a happy outcome for him, isn't it?
Hello, Darren Morris.
Hello there.
How you doing?
I'm alright. I'm on the microphone, yeah, there we are. I feel a bit like honey and jams are a very pure it reminds me of grandparents. It reminds me of Sunday afternoons at grandparents.
Yeah.
And I just feel it's been bulldozed through.
Are you old enough to, you would have had this blancmange.
Yeah.
Did you ever have blancmange? You're like a young man. You're probably too young.
Blancmange. Is that like an Angel Delight kind of? Well, that's probably my blancmange.
More solid. It was like non-see-through pink jelly.
No. It was kind of, but it always had a thick skin on it. We only ever had it in my nan's on a Sunday. There we go. You got 40 seconds. What's on your show?
Okay,
I'm going to tidy up while you talk.
Okay, brilliant. On the show tonight, we're actually going to speak to a guy who is essentially preparing to meet aliens. So that's quite exciting. And he's pretty convinced it's going to happen in his lifetime as well. Actually. And he's also not weird. He's actually he sort of knows what he's talking about. You know.
Ian's convinced, but he is weird. Yeah,
I've seen the UFO, for real, yeah.
And also we're going to hear from the woman who was literally, she was given like about a year to live a couple of years ago. Last weekend she ran the Great North Run. She's an incredible woman.
Wow.
An amazing
She's
story.
A liar.
A big story.
Is she a liar?
Somebody's lying, aren't they, Ian? Somebody's lying.
We'll listen on the way home. We're back tonight at 10. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Catherine. This is Talk Radio.
This is Talk Radio.